I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Boom, check it out, I don't know it's Jason. I'm here represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jason representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.
All right. Good afternoon, people. Fresh God in the building. First and foremost, big up King Jav, Toffee Rudy, bless up, Chris Roman. Yeah, man, respect to all of the people. Them King Jav, you know that man is playing Maldan. Yeah. In the semifinals of the under 14. You know how that is going to go. The big school, the man in school, is gonna take it away. Because we don't play night nor day. Yeah, and head into the finals. And whomever we meet in the finals, this time we lost the DaCosta Cup. But Mannings ain't gonna win, ain't gonna lose. Yeah. The under 14. So Mannings playing Malden today in the semifinals of the rural under 14 schoolboy competition. The grade 1738 indeed, King Jav. Yellow peel up one and all. Hope you're having a wonderful day, people. This video is sponsored by Prestige Finance. Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it the most. Prestige Finance is located in Linstead, St. Catherine, and they're offering you loans of up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars and more. Listen, you pay low interest rate, 0 to 4% interest rate. Not only that, people, but also want you to know that if you let them know that you heard about them from I Am Sure Sports, guess what? The good news is you will pay no processing fee and you will get same day processing. So check out Prestige Finance. Also want to say a big thank you as well to Launch Legacy, where they handle risk and seek legacy for all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA. Visit Launch Legacy at launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647 989 0782. Yes, that's Launch Legacy. Check them out and show them some love. All right. So we want to talk to you a little bit about our U20 team that is over there in San Pedro Sula and Honduras. They have arrived and all things are going well from the reports that we have. All things are going well. The players have settled in. They had their training session yesterday. They had one today in preparation for the first game of the tournament, where they will go up against Costa Rica. Yes, they'll be going up against Costa Rica. All right. And this is a game, let me tell you, people, that I am expecting our under 20 reggae boys to win. I am anticipating a victory for this Jamaican team. We have a very, very strong team over there. And so I'm expecting a victory. We also are going to speak about the JPL, that the playoffs actually get underway today. Well, on Monday, the playoff gets underway on Monday with a couple of games over there at Sabina Park. We're going to talk about that as well. As usual, we're going to try to get on our JPL guest, including Mr. Speed from Cavaliers and also Mr. Paul Christie, who we have not heard from in a while. Yeah, man. So really good going over there. So I have a few clips that I want to share with you. Let me make sure that you know they are cool and they are good. I don't want any lean up videos. And yeah, that's time you have to make sure that we present as good a quality as possible in terms of the videos that we have here. So yeah, so let's see. Let's start where? Let's start with this one. Let's start with this one right here. Show you. We're gonna show you some clippings of the training over there, the Jamaica U20 team, so you can see what is happening. Maybe this will excite you and get you to believe that we are going to come out of this. I am predicting a victory for Jamaica tomorrow against Costa Rica. We're going to do a watch along for that game. So, yep, we're going to do a watch along for that game. So let's see what we have here. So let's look at some clippings of our goalkeepers in training that look like Kanaya Boyce Clark in goal right there.
Oh, professional. Okay. Good touch, boy. Good touch. Run, boy. Run. Yeah, back. Yeah, borrowing. I'll get the up. Oh, shit! Very good.
All right, so that's clip number one. We're going to show you some more clips. So let's see if we can bring them up some more, bring up some more clips. Want to make sure we show you some good quality stuff, you know. Yeah, let's see this one. Yeah, so we're going to show you a next clip and then we're going to discuss some things about the game. This is our U20 team over there in preparation for their game tomorrow against Costa Rica in the CONCACAF U20 tournament. So here we go. This one, as you can see, there's a little. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. More clips of our reggae boys. Listen, I hear that from my reports. The players are just happy together, working together. They appreciate the coaching staff. Want to say big up to the coaching staff. Coach Marcel Gale, no, Andrew Sewell is there as well. Wendell Downswell is there. Lee Croft Letman is there. I mean, working with the players. I think this is one of the best opportunities we have of qualifying for the U20 World Cup and also for the Olympic Games. This is one of the best ones we have had in many, many years now, right? And so that is the good thing. I'm looking forward, like I said, to the game against Costa Rica. They play Costa Rica on Saturday, which is tomorrow. The game will be at 5. We'll be doing a watch along for the game on our platform, so you can join in and be a part of it. All right. Also, yeah, the JPL, the playoffs, which will qualify. They can call it the quarterfinals, which will qualify teams for the semifinals that takes place on Monday at Sabina Park. On Monday at Sabina Park. That is the JPL quarterfinals. Quarterfinals, you'd call them, at Sabina Park. There are 2 games. Yes, the first one will be at 5 p.m. and we will see 6th place Harborview playing against 3rd place Arnett Gardens. All right, the party stand or the Campari party stand will be ticket price will be $500. All right. If you're going to the North stand, the ticket price will be $1,000. The second game starts at 7:30 p.m. and we'll see Mount Pleasant going up against Cavaliers. So 5th place Mount Pleasant going up against 4th place Cavaliers. The winner of the Mount Pleasant versus Cavaliers game will play against Dunby Holden in the semifinals. And the winner of the game between Harborview and Arnett Gardens will play against Waterhouse. All right. The quarterfinals have 2 legs. What do I mean by 2 legs? The first games will be played on Monday, and the second leg of the ties will be played on Thursday. All right? On Thursday. So that is what is going on. So tell me, some of you, what are your picks for those games, given what you have seen of the league so far? What are your thoughts? What do you expect the results to be? Yeah. I don't know, but my prediction is whoa. I am going to pick Arnett Gardens to come out better over these 2 legs. So I'm picking Arnett Gardens to get the better of Harborview. All right. That's one thing. Big up Rob Simit, Anonymous OG, bless up as well. Balatelli, big up. All right. Yeah, man. So I am picking Arnett Gardens to get the better of Harborview over the two legs. Mount Pleasant, my heart is saying Mount Pleasant, but my head is saying Cavaliers. And this is because, listen, one of the teams that Mount Pleasant has struggled against since they have come into this league is Cavaliers. I think they have probably only beat them once in what I'd call a nothing game, in my estimation. So you would think like if Mount Pleasant goes up against Cavaliers, that Cavaliers would come out. Now, Richard King is nursing an injury. Christopher Lamont is not there. They're also without the services of Christopher Pearson. I don't think that affects them a whole lot. Mount Pleasant will be missing the services of Devontae Campbell. I don't think that is affecting them a whole lot because they have Andre Fletcher, who has returned from injury, and Daniel Green, who was in the national team. I think, though, them missing Tariq Zeminis at right back could affect how their team plays because there's struggles there. So, with that being said, I still think like there is, you know, I still think that Mount Pleasant for the first time could spring a surprise on Cavaliers. Because without Richard King, they are going to struggle with the physicality of Trevante Stewart here. Lamont Rochester and Christopher Pearson. Yeah, thanks, Fresh God. They will struggle with the physicality of Trevante Stewart. So two very good games, very tough to call. I think for me, I feel like the Harborview Arnett Gardens tie. Though Arnett Gardens will be missing the services of Cephas. Is that a big loss? I think the rejuvenation of Fabian Reed will probably make up for the loss of Cephas. What say you people? Andre Daly, respect, thanks for the comment, says it's going to be a good game. Romario Lawrence says, I'm looking forward to go and enjoy both matches Monday. I love the Sabina Park atmosphere. The last time I went to watch Waterhouse versus Arnett. All right. Fresh God says, yeah, this golden boot will go down to the wire. It's one of the most exciting one in years. Boy, I don't know. Listen, I don't know if we should call it the golden boot because it's only 12 goals. The leader has 12 goals in 22 games have been played and only 12 goals. You understand me? That's just, yeah, that's, you know, though he may not have played in all the games, but I just think like, yeah, I don't want to call it the golden boots. It's not golden. I don't think it is, in my opinion, I don't think it is a golden thing that is happening. So I wouldn't necessarily call it the golden boot race, but the golden boot race, quote unquote, the golden boot race. We have leading the table, Daniel Green of Mount Pleasant with 12, and then we have Atafari Bygrave on 11. Nicholas Nelson, he's out of it, he's on 11. Cardell Benbow, he's out of it. He's an 11. Ronaldo Cephas, well, Cardell Benbow is still in it. He's at 11. Ronaldo Cephas, he's out of it. He's on 10. Marlon Allen still in there. He's at 9. Trayvon Reed, 8 of Harborview. He's still in it. Trevante Stewart still in it with 8. Colin Anderson of Cavaliers on 7. In it still. Peter McGregor still in it. Then Nardo Thomas of Waterhouse. Kimani Arborn. All of these players have 7. Colorado Murray. I think we can stop there. Those are the players with 7 and more goals. But like I said, a few of them are out of it. Cephas, Nicholas Nelson, they are out of the reckoning. Yeah. Yes, I don't want to call it the golden boot. I probably call it the top scorers. Lulu, Dallas in the building. All the way over there in Dallas. Big up yourself, man. Yeah, man. Happy Friday. Hey, people. It is Friday. It is payday. Cavalier defense much weakened without King and Rochester. Yep, that's what I'm saying. I think Cavaliers are going to be a whole lot more vulnerable unless they set up their team in a different way. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know, right? In terms of how Mount Pleasant compensate for the pace of Cavaliers going forward, because that is the next thing. It is also important to note that Jaden White hasn't had the best time in goal, and if they don't get back the St. Lucian, Calvin, Bartley, there could be problems, and Duxley could be returning. I also understand here Romario is saying that Demari Deacon is back from injury and he is the only natural replacement for Cephas. I don't know. I just think that Demari Deacon is one of those players when you want to get the crowd going, you put him on and he gets the crowd going and he does a lot of antics and fancy stuff and runs and falls over and a lot of noise, but his punch, yeah, his bite is not as big as his bark. Let me put it that way. So I don't know if I'd call him a natural replacement for Cephas. I hope he comes good though in this game. I hope he comes good in this particular game because they need to find somebody who can be firing as Cephas did while he was here. Rob Simit says, a goal every 2 games is not bad mannings. All right. Rob Smith, 22 games, and the leading goal scorer has 12 goals. And you say it's not bad? All right, true, it's not bad, but it's not good. So what do you call that? It's in between bad and good. It's average. Average. But the truth is, the player at the top, the 2 players at the top, they have missed a lot of games because of duties with the national team. So maybe if they were playing in all the games, they would have accumulated more goals. Yeah. So we're going, yes, Anonymous OG, we'll call it the top scorer race. Yeah. Fresh Guts, remember the last time we had 13 goals in a regular season plus playoff. So it's better this year with 12 goals going into the playoff runs. Okay, all right, cool, Fresh God. That makes sense, yeah? And I think this is a problem we have in the football now. I think we can find goalkeepers. We can find probably good enough wing backs and center backs and wingers. We need to find some true goal scorers in Jamaica's football again. Not just flair players, but people who have a knack for scoring, like a Paul Teagat Davis, like a Ryan Bumpy Nelson, players like that, a Fabian Taylor, or O'Neill Chippy McDonald, or a Luton Shelton. Some of those players are Cape Donaldson. We need those kind of genuine goal scorers. They don't have a lot of skill, a lot of flair. But listen, the ball in front of the goal, they're gonna score it. I think in recent times, who has been the best goal scorer we have had? Shamar Nicholson had some good times. There's a Jeremy Lynch as well. In recent times, we have struggled in finding like a clinical goal scorer in the local leagues. In the same way, we have struggled to find any good quality CDMs in the local leagues. Yeah, Craig Foster from Reno. How could I forget the Reno and Mannings man? Craig Foster, big up yourself, Mannings man. You know, save a Mannings man. You know, him gonna score goals. Big up Craig Foster. Should not have forgotten your name. Forgive me, sir. Yeah. So that's it right there. Big up special edition. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up special edition. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Alex says Deacon is for the crowd, but Manning's man, him skill do, you know. He's skill. All right, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Arnett will miss Cephas more when the next season starts. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. Somebody saying, oh, the goal scoring thing, it's average. Rob says it's not bad, but it's not golden, is what you're saying. Yeah, Rob. Call it silver boots then. Okay. All right. We have Mr. Christie here from Mr. Christie. He is the team manager there over at head cook and bottle washer over there at Dunby Holden. And I understand that his head coach is back. Harold Thomas. They have been struggling since Mr. Thomas went away, but he's back now. So right in time, you know, for the semi-final. But Mr. Christie, first, we have not spoken to you since we heard of the R deal with your club, where a representative from your club was dispossessed of the players' package or salary. Talk to us about that if you can, and how the club coping with that, the return of the head coach, and how things are going into the playoffs come Monday.
Well, good afternoon to you and your team there. My name is Man. Well, no, we have not spoken and since that unfortunate situation. However, like a family, we everything else that we have done, we would have gone to it as a family, and we are doing the same thing right now. We are feeling the pain together. Each individual member of the Dumbolin family is affected personally, and though it is difficult, we are still finding ways to cope. So we are trying to figure it out. We are trying not to be distracted with this issue, though it is difficult, and we will get through it. We have been through difficult times at Dumbolin, and it is building our character as a group. So we just chalk it down to another example of character building. Instead of pointing fingers what should have or should not have been done, we own it as a group and we move forward to our next assignment.
Okay, how the players managing, because not being paid can affect, how the players perform on the field. I mean, how have your meetings with them and dialoguing with them throughout the process? What has that been like?
Well, naturally, they would have been affected because they have family and responsibilities and bills to pay and all of that. We try to figure out and try to get some things to them, which would not be the total package. But we still we tried and figure out to get to the total package as close as possible. Wanted to get to the total package. They do understand and they appreciate our effort. And as I said before, we are trying to we don't keep secrets at Dunbowling now. We work together as one family and lay out everything on the line, and they understand what is happening. And they though they are feeling the financial pinch, they are still trying to stay focused on the job at hand. They are still committed to the task.
Okay. Also, I mean, talk to us. I mean, your coach finally returned after missing, the latter part of the season, which, I mean, he left the club in first place, came and found them, just holding on to second place. I mean, hear that he's back in the island, back with the team. How is that going? And how happy are you and your players about his return?
Well, what can I say? The people, along with the entire technical and coaching staff of the Dumbolin Football Club, have the utmost respect for Mr. Harold Thomas and his capability and his technical knowledge. So to have him back in our fold is a welcome breath of fresh air based on all the distraction that was happening in the club. So he he returned at a perfect time that we can try to reset, refocus, and just finish the task that we had started from preseason.
Okay. I know that there's also
They trust his judgment.
yeah. I know that the Prime Minister just recently today, I think, announced that there's a state of emergency. I think, and this is for the entire St. Catherine. Does that affect your team's preparation, or they have free access to move around? Because your team is based in St. Catherine. Do the players have
Yes,
free
sir.
access to move around in spite of the state of emergency?
All right. We have not met as an executive to discuss that aspect of it from a holistic standpoint. However, we will find a way to figure it out and play football. This is what we love and this is what we do. So we will engage all the stakeholders and we will get it right. We'll figure it out. And the one thing I can tell you, we'll not make that an excuse. We are not in the business of making excuse. So we will figure it out and we will show up whenever it's our time to show up. And we will do the best that we can and live with the results.
Well, you're in the semifinals, but you are sitting and waiting on the winner of the game between Mount Pleasant and Cavaliers. What is your take on that clash? And based on what you have seen of them in the season, do you have any predictions?
Well, I would stay away from prediction. I know that there are one is the defending champion. The next one is it needs no introduction or explanation. The quality that they possess down there. The Cavaliers team. We both know that they are the defending champion, and so they have championship medal, and they will be difficult to dethrone. That is a fact. As it relates to the Mount Pleasant team, they have a couple of. It's like they are getting it together at the perfect time. So they welcome back Mr. Daniel Green, who we both know that is an integral part of their offense, and Mr. Trevor Stewart is it's a handful for any defense line. So, and we both know that Ladell Richie, the leadership, that.
All right, I think we lost Mr. Christie's here, so we're going to have him come back. In the meantime, I'm going to take some of your comments. We also invited a couple more persons to come on and share with us their thoughts and prediction. That the bad man is in the EPL. You have 38 games and the leading goal scorer of 23. All right. King Jav, yeah man. Craig Foster, not flashy but very, very, very good scorer. All right. Anonymous G says, as well, I find some good CDM. Did mention that. Fresh God says, I think T-Got has unearthed one in Marlon Allen in the JPL. He just bust on the scene this season. Yeah, good footballer. I know he should have gone to Mount Pleasant, but I don't know. The system of recruitment there needs some looking into, I believe. Man is there an award for the top scorer in the JPL or an award for the MVP of the regular season? If not, they should be implemented and it comes with a monetary prize. Yeah, I think there is. I don't know what kind of money is given out to it, but there are awards for final MVP and leading goal scorer. But Brian, I invited Brian on. He can come and speak on that. And I will also ask Mr. Christie as well. Mr. Christie, is there an award for the leading goal scorer and one for the MVP for the season, for the regular season? Hold on. All right, you're muted. I'm not hearing you. You're muted. You need to unmute. All right, he's gone again. So let's see. Yeah. Yeah, but I believe so, and that's because even the goalkeeper, there's an award for the goalkeeper. I don't know what the cash incentive is. You hearing us, Mr. Christie?
Yes, I'm hearing you now, sir.
Yeah, man. I have a question. Someone is asking if there is Chris Wayne is asking if there's a award for the leading goal scorer in the JPL, and if there's also an award for the MVP for the regular season in the JPL.
I don't know if there is a separate MVP and leading goal scorer. I think there's going to be an award at the end of the season for young player, for leading goal scorer, MVP, all of that. But I think it's only going to be one of those awards that will be at the end of the season.
Meaning the
and
leading
goalkeeper of the season as well.
They have the best goalkeeper, the leading goal scorer,
the
young
player, MVP,
and the MVP.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So you were talking about Mount Pleasant and the clash between Mount Pleasant and Cavaliers, and you were talking about Daniel Green being back and Jamai Tope being back. Cavaliers have an injured Richard King, but you say you weren't going to make any prediction, but you play the winner of that clash, right? In the semifinals.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any?
No, if I give you an answer, that would basically giving you a preference, and I'm saying.
That's what I'm asking you prefer.
Well, let me put it this way: the bowling will be ready for whoever whoever come up victorious at the end of Thursday evening. We are trying to stay focused on the task of Dunbowling Football Club. We don't want to go out there and make any prediction at this point. We know that it's two quality teams, so pardon me for staying away from a prediction at this point.
No prediction, but what else you do? Based on the games that you have played, do you think you match up better with any one of the two teams?
Well, what I do though, I trust the preparation aspect of Mr. Thomas's game, and they present two different types of challenges that I can tell.
How did your two games with Mount Pleasant go? Let me ask that.
We would have drawn one, and we would have won one.
What about Cavalier?
Same thing with Cavalier.
Okay.
So
So
There
your
you go.
results against both teams are similar.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Almost identical. We score one extra goal against Cavalier. We beat Cavalier 3-1. We beat Mount Pleasant 3-1. We beat Cavalier 2-1, and we both draw with both of them 1-1. So if the record, I can tell you, Cavalier is playing better now. Mount Pleasant is playing better now. Mr. Green would have been available. He will be available for the quarterfinal round. So uh, based on what I know about team, I would maybe it's safe for me to say that Mount Pleasant does not like the challenge, the matchup. All right, I don't know if like might be a strong word, but in that matchup over the years, I see Cavalier does very well against this Mount Pleasant team. However, it's a different coach. I don't know what is his strategy. What would he look at? How to neutralize this potent hard running Mount Cavalier team.
Yes.
So one thing I do know, it's gonna be a very good matchup, and
Yeah.
it will be close. It will be a close one. It will be far closer than the final, the last matchup that they had. Like that, I can tell you.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you. All right, let me just make an appeal right here. I just got some reports. Just know that the under 14 game that is supposed to be played at Irwin High School
Mm-hmm.
between Mannings and Malden was scheduled to start at 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Up to 5 minutes ago, no officials have turned up for the game. So if
Mm-hmm.
there's somebody from the Jamaica Referees Association, I don't know what official was assigned to it, Mr. Wellington or somebody. Listen, these things ought not to be so. There's not a lot of games going on today. The under 14 tournament in the urban area is going on. There's no other football that we know that is going on. So we should be able to find enough officials, right, to go and do the games. We can't have the kids there. They would have gotten to the venue probably an hour at least before the start of the game. Probably warmed up and all of that. It's almost 4 o'clock for a 3 o'clock game,
Mm-hmm.
right? So whomever is in charge of assigning referees and assistant referees, you need to check into that right now. So no officials are at the game. That is Malden versus Mannings at Irwin High School, and the teams are there. So yeah, so somebody, the powers that be, see if you can expedite that so that the games can go on. All right, let's take a look at the second quarterfinals or playoff game. That is a game between Harborview and Arnett Gardens. Harborview, I think, will be missing again a Johnny Talbot who came off in their last game, and Arnett Gardens will be missing Ronaldo Cephas, who recently, left the club to join a club in North Macedonia where he is not trial. He has been signed, which means that um, before the official season begins, we could see him playing in qualifiers for the Champions League. So, what do you say? What are your prediction and your thoughts between for the game between Harborview and Arnett Gardens?
All right. On it, overview. They made 2 times this season. Uh, One could have drawn 1-1, and the other, since recently, about 3 weeks ago, Arnett would have beat them 3-0, and Arnett appears if they are rounding into form now. They are scoring a lot of goals. They even they handed Waterhouse, I think their third defeat for the season. Uh, they look good offensively, despite not having the service of Mr. Cephas. They are still scoring a lot of goals. Very dangerous. On the contrary, Harborview not scoring a lot of goals. So, and let me say this. I already spoke about Mr. Talbot. Our last game was against Harborview. I spoke with the player after the game. He was saying that he was having some challenges or some breathing challenges, and he realized that since the COVID, well, sometime without any form of notice, it just happened. So I don't know, not a medical expert, did not know how to
Which is
advise
which,
him on that.
which is the same problem he experienced when Jamaica played against Catalonia, why he was substituted in that game. So he seemed to be having some after effect. Because remember, he was substituted in that game, and I think it's the same breathing
Yes,
issue.
and
And I think the Harborview, the powers that be need to get it properly checked out medically.
because he had to be substituted in the first half against Dunbowling, and it was a critical game for Harborview.
Yeah.
So
Come at the hour. Come at the men.
Men, you mean man?
No, well, I'm seeing just standing, because obviously you guys are a celebrity. We have Mr. Christie here all day. You and Unseen, big artists turn up late. You understand this? I don't know.
Come to close the show.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Save the best for last, Save the best for last.
Yeah, man. So we're talking about well, Unseen is an Arnett Garner fan for those of you who don't know. We're talking about
okay,
versus Harborview. So give us your breakdown. What is your prediction? Do you think Harborview, having drawn one, lost one to Arnett, will finally get it right? Seeing that Arnett will be without Ronaldo Cephas. And then have your speak on that Unseen. Then Mr. Speed to give his thoughts on it, and then we go to the Cavalier versus Mount Pleasant game Monday night. This Arnett Gardens game is the first game at 5 at Sabina Park. Remember, the ticket price is $1,000 for the North Stand and $500 for the party stand, the Campari party stand. I don't know if that means that you'll get free Campari. I would not know, because that's not the stand that I would be in. But I suspect that you get the bucket deal. Well, Unseen has been there, and he's the one you always see dancing with the Campari girls. But go ahead, Unseen, and give us it.
Hey, man. Well, for me, man is man. I think not because I like Arnett, but I think they have the firepower in Arborn, Ajuma Johnson with his squares. Fabian Reed coming off a double against Waterhouse. I don't think the Harborview defenders can really stop those players up front. But football and sleep on nobody hard, anything can happen. But going through the midfield of Arnett won't be easy. Passing Marlon Martin won't be easy. He's a tackler in that midfield, and Eric Edwards, just coming out of the camp with the national team, may learn something from Andre Blake. Same time adding the game. So for me, I think Arnett Gardens will win that game at least about two goals clear.
Yeah, Mr. Speed. I mean, what are your thoughts? And then that comment on the screen is for you as well.
Well, if you look at Harborview, I think they have one of the most decent strike force in the competition. When I say decent, I even expect better from them. They have Nicholas Hamilton, they have
Colorado Murray,
they have
Trayvon
Reed. Also, O'Shane Staple has been scoring a lot of goals from right back, and even the captain from left back has chipped in on a couple of occasions. And the truth is, when they score goals, they look quality goals. They have scored some of the best goals for the season as a team. So, from that point of view, I think it's going to be close. I'm not Unseen believe, because I think Arnett Garden, if they have a problem, is their the defensive side of their team. They literally can't stop anybody from scoring. So I don't know if it's gonna be a 2-0. I think the Abbeville will score on Arnett, but I still think, as you say, Arnett will have the firepower. I looked at the last game that Reed came on. He's still dangerous. He's a dangerous customer. He's the one who is going to be the one that's gonna surprise everybody and turn up, because after scoring over 50 goals in the Premier League, he knows how to score a goal. He's getting on in age, but still, if they use him right, I think Reed will be on the score sheet. He's the one that uses more and he still has that deadly accuracy. So I'm going to say that Arnett will win, but Above is going to score on them, I'm sure.
Okay, and somebody's anonymous OG is asking, where can we go get 2 Cavaliers jersey? Will the
Can't
team
go anywhere anonymous, but you can take the other management and then I will provide the jersey. But we have a limited amount of colors. I think we have gray, we have black and white, the stripe, and I think those are the ones that I think we can find right now. The white, we don't have any excess white, unless we're going to get one, which we can too. But
will the teams have them at the venue selling?
no.
Okay.
To be honest, it don't worth it, because it's economics. You set up a stand and you employ people and you carry jerseys, and you just don't sell enough from our experiences for it to be an economic activity.
Okay, so anonymous OG, what you can do, if you want it, you can just the number on the screen, right? The I am sure number. If you call that, send a text message to that number, we'll connect you so you can get
the size
and the size and all that.
There you go. Number, if you want a name, all that, what color you want, we'll try and deal with it for you. So you have
same thing for Dumby Holden, Mr. Christie. Are you're not in the jersey business this season? You're waiting until next season.
Him can do it, man.
Mr. Christie, like he's frozen.
Yeah, but may I help him? He can do it if he want.
Okay, all right. Oh, he's talking now. Hold on. Go ahead, Mr. Christie.
We have a lot of other challenges. We appreciate and respect the fans reaching out for our jerseys, but the truth of the matter, the harsh reality is that we are not able to deal with that right now.
Mr. Speed just said that he will help you, though.
Yeah, man, may help him.
Well, I appreciate the offer.
Take the order.
So if you're a Dumby Holden fan and you want jerseys as well, they will be available. I'm not sure that unseen as a clout at Arnett Garden to make any such suggestions. So
not for Monday. The only thing I have available for Monday is black and white. I don't have any other colors.
Okay, that's from the Monday game. All right. Mr. Speedy, Cavaliers and Mount Pleasant again. Talk to me.
Well, we are just worried now because we have played Mount Pleasant 10 times, win 5, draw 4, and lose 1. So maybe the dominant could the longer
record again, 10 games,
win 5, draw 4, lose 1.
Okay.
So that dominance, the old saying, the longer you take to beat a team is the nearer it is for you. Is the beating is coming closer. So we are just hoping that we can hold them off for the next 2 games, and the beating start next year in a preliminary round. But Mount Pleasant, they have a lot of people to choose from. We look at the tapes, essentially look and see what they're doing. There are a lot of people to choose from: strong players, experienced players who have won the league multiple times. So that must account for something. A lot of people underestimate us. We win the league 2 times, just like Waterhouse and some other big teams that people are saying are big teams and we are a small team. Both of us has won the league 2 times. Of course, we want to win that 3rd time. We know it's more difficult because we have 5 games. But and Mount Pleasant will be difficult. We have drawn 4 matches with them and they have won 1. So it's not like we're having our way all the time. But I mean, we have lost some players. We have lost Pearson. Yeah, those 2 players played in the last game that we defeated Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant will gain Green, and Topi will be back. So the truth is that
But they have lost Davante Campbell and Tariq Jimenez as well. So they have lost 2.
I know, but I think if you look at what our 2 gives to us, we would have lost more. Those 2 players are 2 players that start and a lot of energy give us a lot.
As Richard King recovered, because I know he suffered an injury.
We're not sure. We think it's doubtful because he's not responding to treatment as well as we would have liked. So that again is another issue.
Yeah.
Our discipline, everything is strong. So we have a few people out and remain out. So yeah, we'll be feeling a team. The thing about Cavaliers that we have always got over adversity. Sometimes you can focus it and get the results. So that's what we expect to do.
Yeah. Unseen, I know who you're going to pick in this game, but nonetheless, share your comments. Because
man, you should have said.
I know you believe that Mount Pleasant not good. So go ahead.
Mount Pleasant is beating stick to Cavaliers.
No matter who Mount Pleasant is going to play Unseen, you're going to go against them. So go ahead.
No, not every time.
Every time. I've never heard you pick Mount Pleasant yet.
I pick Mount Pleasant, man, but this time, this is when Mr. Speed, the gaffer, knows what to do to beat Mount Pleasant. This is the part of the tournament where Mount Pleasant never beats Cavaliers. This is business end of the football.
They have never met in the business end, though. They always met in the regular season.
They met
in a third place playoff once.
Playoff, yeah.
Right, and Cavaliers dealt with them. All right. So,
man, at the National Stadium, man. But go ahead, still. Share, I hear you.
For me, the firepower up front for Cavaliers, if they score their opportunities, they will kill the game. If they score the opportunities, they will kill the game. Once Cavaliers score on Mount Pleasant, it shows that they go on to win the game first. Once they score first on Mount Pleasant, it shows that they will win the game. So if they do that and put Mount Pleasant on the back foot, it's a mental thing to the Mount Pleasant players. Mental thing right now. 5 wins, 4 draw, 1 loss. So it's mental. Once Cavaliers score 2 or score first on them, that is it. That's my opinion.
Yeah. So I think the key is to win the game is a clean sheet. If Mount Pleasant keeps a clean sheet, they win.
Yeah.
Right. I believe if they concede to Cavaliers, it's going to be very difficult because that means they're going to need 2 goals. And I don't know if they're going to break down Cavaliers 2 times. I think it's probably around 3 times so far this season that Cavaliers have conceded more than 2 goals. So it's not, you understand me? Mount Pleasant will concede. And that is part of the problem. Because I don't think they're, I know they get back the Guyanese goalkeeper and Kevin Lane Topi because they were off on Nations League duty.
So, Mannings, may I interject? You think that's a good or a great thing or a bad thing? I personally think that Sean Paul is
but he's injured. He's injured. So they had to bring in Swaby, basically get Swaby, who wasn't playing, to come in and keep in the last game because Sean Paul is injured.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. But the other thing is that Cavaliers have goalkeeping issues because if Barkley is not in that goal, I have little confidence that Mr. White will be able to keep the sheet clean. Let me say it that way. So but there you go.
I just wanted to tell you that Mr. Barkley landed 9:30 this morning.
Yeah, there you go. So he was at the same timing as Mr. Harold Thomas, who is back as well. These teams getting the big players back. But so it is 2 legs in the quarterfinals, 2 legs in the semifinal, and 1 leg of the finals. right? Do you think there's an advantage, Mr. Christie, with you waiting because the Cavalier, whomever you meet, Cavaliers, Mount Pleasant, well, not you, but because you're gonna play the winner of the Harbor View, the
Cavalier Mount Pleasant.
right Cavaliers Mount Pleasant game. Now they will have to play Monday, then Thursday, then Sunday. Do you
Well,
think you go ahead?
let me address it like this. I know that Mr. Speed has been preparing his team for those eventualities. He would have just been from the Caribbean Cup when he would have played something similar to this. So he would have an advantage of preparation where that is concerned. So I am not really seeing a distinct advantage where that is concerned. I know that the Mount Pleasant staff down there have all the resources to recuperate and get up for the next staff. So I'm not really seeing a distinct advantage for that the dumb bowling outfit. So one thing I do know, they come with two different type of challenges.
Well, what are those challenges? You don't want to reveal them?
I would work for that the gaffer. I am just a little team manager. I trust the judgment of the Star Thomas and his preparational skills.
So when Mr. Thomas wasn't here, I was playing against Dunbowl. I had to be telling the referee to tell Paul Chris to sit down because he's not a certified coach.
All right. Finally,
that,
somebody admit.
so take back that is not true, Paul. You know it's not true.
All right.
Right? And keep on getting up and coaching.
All right.
But one is not true that coming first or second is always an advantage. In all the years that we have had this format, I can only remember Arnett Garden being able to come sixth and overturn and become the champion. Most of the teams that win it either come first or second.
True.
Yeah, because the games are played, eventually it takes a toll on the team that play 5 games in such short proximity. So even if you struggle to and get into the final, it's still a problem again because that team would be much
short turnaround time. That is a fact. Yeah.
Right. So Paul does have a two advantage with his short time and two with his coach back. You know what they call a new coach syndrome. It's almost like him have a brand new coach again. People are going to believe in the coach. There's belief in the players now because their coach is back. They believe they can win. So I think he's holding all the aces to get to the final at this particular point in time. Because remember, neither Cavalier or Portmore is going to back away. They are going to give their all to get into the semifinal.
Cavaliers are Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Speed, you need to sign Penny Cook on loan as his team is out of the playoffs in order to ensure.
That can.
I guess because I think the European window has opened. But
our window would have been open, but it's for the 2022-23 season, so you can't sign anybody.
Yeah. And then Romario Lawrence says, I don't want to see any clean sheet, Mannings, man. I want goals. Cavaliers may bring still. All right.
I agree with Romario. You want to say 3-2, 2 red card, 3-2. That's the most exciting match. About 3 yellow card. Yeah, that's what I expected to want to say.
Ask Speed why Pearson so lazy. People are crazy.
I don't think he's lazy. He has a relax style of play. I don't think he's lazy. He works, I suppose you probably
they used to say the same thing about Karim Paris, that he's lazy and whatever. But people confuse a player's natural demeanor and confuse it for him being lazy. I don't really agree with that.
Pearson, like if you watch him, like even in the Mount Pleasant game, he ran the second half hard. If you watch him playing for the national team in the squad match that they played at Arnett Garden the other day, he played centre half. People are amazed that he could play centre half. He's such a all-round good footballer. But then he's more of a head player, so that is why it looks like that sometimes. But no, he's not lazy.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Michael Beadle. Yeah, man. His son actually was part of the U20 setup. Thanks for the the super sticker. So unseen, you're going Cavaliers, and then
Right.
the second game we're
Cavaliers
going to
and
Gardens.
So
Cavaliers
where's
and
management going?
Eh?
We want your management.
Mount
I
Pleasant.
said it today.
Mount
My
Pleasant.
heart is saying Mount Pleasant and my head is saying Cavaliers. So I'll allow tomorrow to figure out, should I follow my heart? Should I follow my head? I think because of the dominance of Cavaliers, there's almost a resignation, even in the Mount Pleasant fan base, whenever Mount Pleasant play Cavaliers. So sure, we know we are going to lose already, so it don't make any sense. All right? And I think there's a lot of pressure on the players this season from the ownership of Mount Pleasant. It's almost like, listen, if this don't work, we're going to pack up. This is it. So I think that kind of pressure may get, I don't know, the best out of them.
Well, I don't want that to happen. So
No,
look
no.
like I have to do something because I really don't want that to happen.
No.
That's
Well,
man 16. That's man 16.
You're going to help them out, Mr. Speed?
It looks so because we
No,
can't
no,
have
no, no.
Mount Pleasant not playing in the
So,
Premier
That
League.
is match fixing. That is match fixing.
but you know, the good thing though, I've noticed
That will
that.
never happen. Just in case somebody see that, I mean,
Yeah.
Cavalier won't be helping.
I
Sorry.
see
Mr. Speed is too
Fletcher.
competitive for anything like that to happen.
Yeah,
Believe me,
Fletcher
I
scored
think.
his first goal, and Fletcher is going to be a challenge. I think Fletcher is like a natural replacement for Devontae Campbell. Here's the problem I think Mount Pleasant have. There are some players who are not the best fit to play against Cavaliers. But I don't think the coach have the courage to not start them.
No, but Fletcher has always scored against us.
Yeah,
When
but I'm
playing
thinking that
Waterhouse.
I'm almost certain that he's not going to play Fletcher.
Okay.
This is a problem, I think, with the team. Certain name, I think sometimes the coach, probably Nick Aiden, don't make the tough decisions based on who he's playing against. Because if I were playing Cavaliers, you know, I would use Daniel Green, Trevante Stewart, and Fletcher, right? And then in the midfield, I am going. They use the same Suley McCullough, Alwyn Harvey at the base of their midfield, and then they go Ricardo Morrison, right? That's three in there, which puts them in problems in the back now because now they have to go Topi and Ladell, which are slow players, right? With Sigri on one side, and they don't have any right back. That is their problem. And so,
slow play.
Even them not the right back. Them have O'Shane.
well, he hasn't been starting or playing, but the only thing they can do, and they have the little 17-year-old Mills who plays there, are Bell Navis, but they haven't. That has been their problem.
They have
They
Powell.
don't- Yeah, Paul plays. Those guys are center, but they play. But that has been their problem. So the other option they have is to go a back, which not going to help them in this game. So I think their whole selection and setup is what they need to figure out.
Why your back three you won't help them?
Huh?
Why your back three you won't help them?
Yeah, because they don't have the pace at wing back to even compensate going forward to go forward. So what is the purpose of the back three? And so I think their issue, what is going to affect them is team selection. Like their team selection is their biggest deterrent to
So
winning
you
the
have the
game.
biggest budget in the league and have a team selection. I can't have the right person to select from.
Yeah, because I am not the coach. If I were the coach, I know what I would do, but I'm not the coach.
No.
Man is man. Yeah, man is man. Look like you're a savior from Mount Pleasant. Look like you're a savior down the center, you know.
No, but we always just speed up. But that I think is your problem.
My God.
We have our own problems too. So I'm not even worried about anybody's problem. We
I
have
want to
a
ask a
lot of
question. Ask a question. So, Sir Speed, will you guys have Vina Bartlett and Daxley?
Yeah, they land 9:30 this morning.
Big side, midfield just fixed.
All right. Mr.
Midfield
Smith,
just
somebody
fixed,
says, can
man.
we get some details about Cavaliers versus Mount Pleasant 2 weeks ago? I'll know me not hear about it.
You more want to tell them, man.
Huh? I
You
was not
tell
the
them.
game. I was not the game, people.
I wasn't watching the game. I was trying to win.
So tell the people what the result. Tell the people what the result of the game. Tell the people what is the result of the game. What did the game end, Mr. Speed?
We barely won 3-1. Narrow victory, 3-1. Crazy yard.
A narrow 3-1 victory, according to Mr. Ronald Speed. Yeah.
Narrow.
But like I said, for that game, listen, fans resigned to coverless beating Mount Pleasant. You understand me? So, yeah. Romario Lawrence, listen, do you know that statistically, Sulaim McCullough has been their best CDM this season? You know the thing that they use to measure how much ground is covered, how many miles? He has the best stat in the entire Mount Pleasant team, on that, and all of those other stats. He leads a lot of that. So sometimes I am realizing that if you follow the eye alone, you miss the intangibles in the game.
But it is true though that Sule can play right back.
Yeah. Crazy Art TV. We can't talk about the game. I wasn't there. That may I tell you, I never watched the game, never come on TV. Only Mr. Speed can talk about the game. So Unseen wasn't there. Oh, the only person who was there was Mr. Speed. We can't talk about it because I can't break it down. What
So
I
it
know is
was a
that
close game.
okay. Yeah. Big up shows like these. It's help to highlight JPL. Hope the packaging of the JPL gets better. Yeah, really hope so too. That they get some sponsorship.
Well, I know that the all these playoff games will be at Sabina Park, and the promotion will be top quality. So people need to just attend and see if them can enjoy themselves. I know it's gonna be top quality. This is the year that I think is the best tactical set of teams gone through. You see contrasting tactic, contrasting skills for players. I think probably in the long run it was the best teams that went through to the top six. So all of the teams have chances. So no, the packaging is definitely getting better, and I'm sure that season 3 will be even better. So just come out and enjoy yourself. It will be. I think it will be exciting.
One is one, if you look at it today, 2B license coach, 2A license coach, 1A license coach, and I think a couple, and about 2C license coaches.
Yeah, in the top 6.
Yes.
All right. Let me
Yeah.
take some of this.
So that show you what is going on in Jamaica right now. Coaching
All right.
education.
Mr. Speed, yeah, you can shed any light on this U20 tournament. Is it actually happening still? Because
What happened is, as you know, in Jamaica, we only have 24 teams playing a competition right now. The MOU actually says that the professional teams, which is the 24 teams, should play under 17 or under 20 competitions among themselves
that's tier 1 and tier 2 teams.
Right. To ensure that we have elite youths competing the best against the best. We've not in the MOU, but we've been looking at it should be a possibility down to 13 and 15 too, because that is one of the things that the technical department believe that will drive the development of football in the country. And also, when we are preparing team to go and play overseas in the under 15, in the under 17, under 20 tournament, this type of competition will enable that we have say 30 times 24, say 720 persons, times 2, if you do it use the years, we'll have like 1,440 persons being trained and playing at that level, eligible for the under 17 team, the under 15 and the under 20 national teams, and playing against each other with coaches who want to win all the time. We think that it would be good for development. So that is what is planned to happen in Jamaica, in a year or so to come. That's what we would like to happen. But it's not happening. So what happened is that 7 clubs came together and said, well, if it is not happening, we're going to do it for ourselves. So it's really the clubs who decided that they wanted to do it, the 6 Casafa Club and Portmore. And we just asked the JFF if they wanted to enter the national under 17 team in the competition, so they'll get some much needed match practice. So it's really just a development league, not sanctioned by the JFF. It's not a JFF league. It's really some clubs come together and want.
So the six teams are Tivoli, Waterhouse, Arnett, Harborview, Cavaliers, and Molines.
Yes, plus Portmore
Portmore United.
and the National Under 17.
National Under 17. So is it that other teams are invited and opted not to, like a Mount Pleasant to have under 20 players and they opted not to?
No. What we said to somebody in the West, I don't want to call their names at this. Without sponsorship, we just can't afford it. Right? So this is gonna be the cheapest development league you'll ever see. Here it goes. Each team supposed to host 1 or 2 games, and when you host, you pay the referee and mark the field, etc., etc. So you are gonna host. So that is how it is gonna be played. So each team really fend for themselves. There's no sponsorship. It's just a matter of you host a leg and you pay at that part. If you want to charge to come in, that's your business. So we had to ask somebody from the West. Say, listen, you have Woodard and Falkland and Montego United and Hopewell and Mount Pleasant and Trelawney. You need to get yourself into the same sort of competition down there. And we can look at playing the champion sometime later on. That hasn't formulated itself as yet. And so what we are doing is just going ahead with ours because we're serious about development and we believe that we invest our money in the game, and we believe that you play this competition. The truth is, you may be able to find some players who can make the step up now to your Premier League team, so you don't have to go into the transfer market. So, and these players that didn't get enough playing time that you want to promote that were in the Premier League team before, also you might decide that they need to get these 6-7 games under their belt to improve themselves so they can play the next Jamaica Premier League. So we decided we were going on whether other people do it or not.
Okay, so it's really the clubs deciding to put on something.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. All right. And see, one team academy man you couldn't enter. Oh, right, you're not an elite club, no? Elite team, no?
Not eligible.
Not yet.
Plus then they're too far.
Yeah. Man, what is wrong with Isaac?
That's not far.
Isaac is overseas. Isaac is overseas. It's not a contract situation, but he's overseas. He has been there overseas for a while. All right, that's number one. Or I think this person is saying that oral trace. As far as I know, the U20 team left Jamaica on a chartered flight. They got to their destination. They are doing well. CONCACAF has covered their hotel accommodation, food. There is no problems, no challenges over there. The players are training and getting ready for the game. If an ex-person of other information say it is in shambles, you'd have to go and ask him. I can't answer that. But based on my report, they went over there. The flight was okay. All the members of the team traveled together. Everybody's documentation, everything is fine. The hotel is fine. I showed clips of the players training. So if somebody else have a different report, Lord Music Entertainment, you'd have to reach out to them and find out what they're talking about. Yeah, Manningsman, you did a hype up Harvey, but what him do without Isaacs?
So, well, Manningsman, based on what you just said, that's the report we are getting to from our HOD and from the people who are in charge. We got that report that everybody was there and fine. We also got the report that the team is very unified. The players very unified. They don't want any negative press about them. They said it themselves. So they are asking you people in the blog wherever you are, stop spreading rumor. The under 20 players come together and they have a meeting, I understand, and say, listen, we're not into a negative, we're not taking a photo, we're not on negative things. We're very focused about our career and where we want to go. And I think whoever is doing it should just respect the players because you say you want to build Jamaica. And that's what the under 20 players is asking for. This, just leave them alone, let them go about their business, don't bother the distraction, etc. So management, you're 100% correct. The players kept a meeting by themselves, and that's what they wanted.
Yeah, there are videos out there of great team camaraderie and all of those things. So I don't know. Like I said, if a next man of a next report loud music, I can't dispute what a person said, but I could not answer a next person's report. I can only go by what I know and what I have heard and what I have seen. All right. Then the rain is saying one Mount Pleasant to beat Cavaliers. Mount Pleasant need to fix their back. Mr. Speed always says they are school. It's a Mount Pleasant school, so You mean? Cavaliers to get beat. No, you
Anyway,
mean?
Leonard doing it. Don't tell no lies on me. I never said that.
Yeah.
Mount Pleasant. I love Mount Pleasant. It was the best thing that ever happened to Jamaica football in the last 5 years. I want them to be in the Premier League. I just don't want them to beat Cavalier, but they can beat every other team. I'm fine with that. And I want the CEO, me and him have a very good relationship. The owner, we have a very good relationship. I want him to know that it's just if Cavalier beat him, it's just kind of bad luck, and he's not worry about it. His time will come next year and continue.
Yeah. Crazy RTV. Alwyn Harvey has played almost every game for Mount Pleasant this season. And in fact, he scored his first goal in the Premier League.
It's a brilliant goal.
Brilliant goal. So I am not sure what they say what him do without Isaac. Mr. Christie, these people are they have better eyes than me, you know. So whatever you're sipping on, they can see it from here. So you have to hide. You're thinking of because they're not listening to your voice.
We got some Gatorade and indulgence. We got some Gatorade and indulgence.
But why you drink Gatorade and you're not an athlete? What if you drink?
The energy flowing. The life electrolyte. It's good for the body.
But somebody had asked earlier, Mr. Speed, what are the awards given out at the end of the season? Do you get one for leading goal scorer, MVP, best goalkeeper, best youth player? Are those the awards? Are there?
But there's a long list. It's probably about 20 other awards, but I can't really tell you what they are. But I know, yes, best defensive team, best attacking team, all of those coach of the year, all of those are a part of the awards.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Christie, you just been made aware of some stuff, because I don't think you're aware of some of those things.
No, but last year, no. Why I think I'm not aware. Before last year, Mr. Christie was not really a part of the teams trying to win the league. He was a part of the other teams. So no.
Family award give up because okay.
Yeah, he's not in the award line. But this year, but last year the awards we didn't give out the award. Last year the awards wasn't done because short season, preparation wouldn't be able to take place, all of that. So that wasn't done last season. So that is why Mr. Christie would have not remembered some things. But in the rules and regulation, there's all these awards. About over 20 of them. MVP, leading goal scorer, best youth player, all of those awards are something that is usually done. So I'm hoping they return this year.
Yeah. Unseen. So which one of the games you're looking forward to? And give me your semi-final predictions as well. Tell me the game you're looking forward to in the quarterfinals, the semi-finals prediction, and also let's make a bold prediction. Who you seeing in the finals? Mr. Speed and Mr. We can do that, But we can. One thing I know, either Cavaliers or Dumby are not going to be in the finals.
That's true. And we are just hoping that the CONCACAF qualifiers, 3 teams go through, because I really like go through too.
Go ahead.
All right, so for me, I think Arnett will beat this Waterhouse team at semi-final and reach to the final. Dumby coach is back, so we'll see some more better tactical decision with players coming onto the field. Cavaliers and Dumby, them have something to second. It's going to be, I don't know which one is going to win. That match is going to be the match. For me, I'm seeing them in the semi-final. I don't know which one is going to win. I will leave that one Manning's one.
Who you seen in the semi-final? Cavaliers and Dumby? Yes. Okay.
Arnett and Waterhouse. Arnett beating Waterhouse.
Okay. So you say you don't support Arnett? You don't support Arnett?
I want to break down everything else except Arnett beating Waterhouse. We didn't even reach to the final as yet.
No, him can't tell you who are going to win the finals too, He will tell us Arnett will win.
No, but Arnett has beaten Waterhouse 2 times this season. That's why I'm keep the third.
When it comes down to Arnett, this man is not objective.
No, man, he would be objective this time if him pick Arnett. Arnett has defeated Waterhouse 2 times this season.
Okay.
So you can't knock him for that.
Yeah. You have to use that, and then on it. All right, the coach is not even here. The coach not even here, so you know you might find some tactical blunder by the assistants. You never mind, no.
Who? Waterhouse coach is not here?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he should. Well, maybe he won't be back.
This way, you don't get prize coach at the half year. For the first half of the season, you couldn't give him nothing like that.
He said if they made it to 6th place, which is qualified for the playoffs, he would have given him the coach of the year.
No, but I'm saying him should have given coach of a half season, because remember the first season, Cumberland wasn't doing well, so it's the second half they did extremely well.
But man,
yeah,
the coach coming back in to Dunbowling, put a different thing in Dunbowling right now, so you're gonna see a different.
Well, just like how Cavalier own Mount Pleasant, that's how Dunbowling own Cavalier. You all know that we play probably about 8 times. Dunbowling win 4, and I think I only win 1, and 3 were drawn. So the converse happened with Cavalier and Dunbowling all the time. But as I said before, the longer you take to beat somebody, the end is near.
And as I said before, if Cavalier becomes the opponent in the semi-final, I will say to Mr. Space in the preliminary round, if he should beat us. I don't hope, because I don't want him to ever beat us. But if the laugh average should come to the fore, I hope that it will come next season.
No, Daniel Green. Mount Pleasant beat Cavalier last year at the UWI 3-2 JFF Technical Center. So Mount Pleasant has beaten Cavalier before.
All right, listen.
Look at that score, 3-2. Close.
3-2. Like Lenroth Dewey, I am picking Mount Pleasant. The tables turn. Unfortunately, my friend Mr. Speed will not be able to make it to the semi-final this time around. I think Mount Pleasant is going to surprise Unseen, and is going to surprise Mr. Speed. In fact, I'm going to make a bold prediction that Mount Pleasant, if they get to the semi-finals, they are going to beat Dunbeholden. I think Dunbeholden is a bet. Like, if any team can beat them, of all the 6 teams, I tell you it's Cavaliers. And if Cavaliers don't beat them, they're going to the finals. I think they match up against all the other teams better than Cavaliers. If they beat Cavaliers, they're winning the Premier League.
Oh, Dunbowling.
With that, Dunbowling.
If Mount Pleasant beats Cavaliers, I think they match up against all the other teams better than how they match up against Cavaliers. Waterhouse struggled to beat Mount Pleasant until recently. Arnett Garden struggled against them. Harborview struggled against them as of recent. All right? Dunbeholden struggled against them. I think the last game at Draxall they won.
Hold on, sir. We have an identical record. They beat us 2 times. We beat them 2 times.
Yeah.
We
draw
2 times.
Yes. What I'm saying, though, I think the matchups. I think the team that can beat them is Cavaliers. That's my.
I thought you said you were going to wait till tomorrow for you decide, or you just jump and decide.
But everybody has to be a Dunbeholden. So you have one Mount Pleasant voice in the dialogue. Yeah?
This one. And if Dunbowling and Arnett go a final, no one get back a 9. No one say 9-11. And get a 9-11 before. So we don't want Arnett lose, 2 players out. But you just know say it's not go easy, Arnett to the world.
Yeah, but Crazy our TV say Cavaliers now go through unless Webster and Busy learn to score goal in JPL. I say Busy get couple in the last week still. He's saying that Busy got a couple of goals in the last week, but Webster and Busy needs to learn to score.
But
Then
then forget about Anderson,
Anderson, yeah. Because
leading goal scorer in the club, 7, top 10.
Yeah. And then Brian says, man is man, Waterhouse not losing the Premier League, my boss. Okay.
You understand, yeah, Brian? Waterhouse now win the Premier League. Never
Huh?
won it. Waterhouse is not the winner of the Premier League. I one winner there now, until we lose. Brian, straighten up your language.
Is the Waterhouse the
I
winning?
can say,
One champion there now,
but
with the Premier League, Brian.
one thing I can say, gentlemen, it's a known fact there that there are a lot of issues over by the bowling presently. So we are just taking it day by day. We are trying to reset, refocus, because some of these issues that are transpired over by the bowling, it's kind of hard to look past it. However, we trust the group led by the gaffer, and one thing I can tell you, we will come and give the best account of ourselves and live with the result.
And me
Like I
teaching
remember
that
at the very beginning of this said show,
Yeah.
these were the predictions. I can tell you, these were the predictions. Cavaliers, Arnett God, Mount Pleasant, Harborview, Tivoli God. There was not one single, with the exception of Mr. Speed, who was bantering, saying that Dumbolin is a Galactic Cup. I can remember it clearly. No one else gave us a chance. So we
What?
have always been up
What?
against the odds.
No,
And
Mr.
guess what?
Christie. No, Mr. Christie. Me not agree
At
with you.
the beginning of the season, sir, not during the season when you would have seen the unveiling of Mr. Harold Thomas. No, speaking of the beginning of the season. So we are not being, it's not foreign to us being up against the odds. As a matter of fact, we wouldn't have had it any other way. Yeah? So one thing I know, I trust our group, and we will look at the result.
So, man is man. I'm going to teach him that's something we just do, Talk down him team so he can only go up. I'm going to teach him that, Mr. Say, I learn. Don't listen to him. Mr. Harold Thomas coming back is like the second coming of Jesus Christ over there. Everybody upbeat. Everybody run little faster, 10% faster in a training. Everybody believing in this course and can carry them to the promised land. Based on when he was there, how the team was leading. So the team might have dropped back to second and only just, but they have a belief in Mr. Harold Thomas that will make them move mountain. All of them troubles gone basically because this man come back. Don't listen to Paul, none at all. Right now, if you go over run bowling at training tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening, if them used to run 10 mile, everybody around 12 mile and 13 mile because Mr. Harold Thomas is there. You see him laughing, no, say it's true. I am telling you that this is like the second coming of Christ. The coach come back. Everybody start believe now in a Dun Bowling. The whole community start believe now, say, Dun Bowling are going to win the title. And once the player them start to believe that, is a different Dun Bowling team you see come out and run now.
Yeah. Brian says he's correcting himself. He said, okay, my bad, Waterhouse shall dethrone Cavaliers. And then he laughs. And he says,
Can I interject right now?
Go
Be
ahead.
careful of those predictions, Waters is at a collision course with Harborview or
Arnett Gardens.
Arnett God. So let us temper the prediction for a minute.
Yeah.
You don't want to predict
Yeah,
a
but
team
people
that
can
might not
make
get
prediction, Mama. We can make prediction and it don't mean that is the way it's going to go, We're not saying it have to go that way. But I'm very sure that though you're not saying it, you are predicting that your team going to win it. But you don't want to say it. But that's
No,
what
what
you
I'm
mean.
predicting, let me tell you what I'm predicting. I'm predicting that we'll give the best account of ourselves and live with the result.
Yeah, man, we predict that too. Predict that every team will give the best account of themselves, and we predict that every team will live with the result.
Well, you have to live with the results. What else you can do?
Yeah. Every team in the league is going to do that. So you're not predicting anything. Yeah, go ahead, that's it.
The last time we play Arnett, the same thing he was saying. Arnett used 9 man and beat him,
But he never have Harold.
He never have
Huh?
All right. I didn't want to go there doing an unseen, but since you go there, let us discuss that.
I tell
You
you
know
that.
what? Hold on,
Yeah,
gentlemen. Since you go there, let us go there. Remember, though, unseen, Arnett has not competed with Arnett, with Waterhouse, with Arrow on the bench. Don't ever forget that. He has not competed with Arnett. The first time, there was a glass that slipped his toe. He was not able to prepare the team. The second time, we all know what happened. He was away. So just hold on a second. Just
So
hold on.
man Unseen, you say I was correct. Let me just tell you. So once Aral is there, them believe them can move mountains. So I wouldn't even worry about Don Bowling. I'm worried. I have to think about Mount Pleasant first, then me worry about Don Bowling. But Don Bowling definitely feels them over all the way. When Paul was building this team, this particular team, if you see the players when go around Jamaica and collect, people who are serial winners, national players, people who play overseas, and those are the players that him have in his squad. He might lose a couple of them, but as I say, him still have enough firepower. The only problem him going to have, which Aral might not be able to save him, is if a couple of player them go down in the first leg, because in bench kind of thin.
That is a fact. That is a fact. Yeah.
And that's the only problem. That is why Don Bowling must had to come first or second. If Don Bowling had come third, fourth or fifth, I would have write them off already.
So, Mr. Christie, all the players, because I mean, every week you said that, boy, you're not sure. Players, everybody fit and thing now, good health.
I tell you that one player is carrying a knock. You might think that's the old cliche, but actually it's true. Yeah. Let me just put it that one of our strikers is actually carrying a knock. I won't name any names right now because you don't know, and I'll keep it that way. But it's not anything that is much.
Is it that you're saying that knock will prevent him from playing?
No. No. We will fight even if it's one leg here.
Man is man. Let me tell you, man is man. Based on the coach coming back, knock don't mean anything to those players now. They're willing to run through wall now. I tell them, man is man. Don't listen to Paul, none at all.
All right, careful, Mr. Christie, because careful, because
Brian, that's not true, Brian. And without Cephas, they scored 4 goals against Waterhouse in the last game without Cephas. So people will take Arnett Garden that then do have the teeth at their own peril. They have still have a lot of goal scorers on that pitch. And as I said, for Reed to come back and looking so sharp, very intelligent player.
That's true. You are a coach. You are a coach. You know how they keep speaking of Cephas. And he's a very good player. However, I have one player that is so dangerous right now. He always show up when the city is big and the light is bright. And ironically, he's turning up just at the perfect time. If I'm playing against Arnett Gardens, that's the player that I would be fearing. Fabian Parker Black 3.
Hey, you know what people don't understand? And is a big game team, you know. When you see the stadium full of that color, that Arnett color there.
But not a lot of players understand that.
A joke thing, you know.
Look here.
A joke thing, you know.
Arnett Garden. Because of the style, they have an ingrained philosophy and style in them. Up tempo, run for 90 minutes. They have fast, exciting, tricky players. That's what they do. So I don't understand why anybody would ever not give Arnett Garden a chance. Now, when I play against Arnett Garden, I had to nullify Cephas, right? But nullifying Cephas is not marking Cephas. People have to understand that there is a way to nullify him.
The supply
is gonna be dangerous. And so but what happened now, because Arnett used to focus on him so much, without him now, they are going to be sharing the ball more. So it's gonna be more difficult to deal with because you would have known that a lot of the players would have focused on him. Now they are going to be sharing the ball some more. And what you might get is people who is playing in his position willing to do other work like defend a little more. So it could be Arnett could be better as a team. So people, although as an individual he makes the team so good, but they could be better as a team. So I wouldn't be cheering to say Cephas is out, and that means Arnett is out. That's not true. Not true. They have scored 4 goals in the line. And the meanest defense in the league. What else are the meanest defense? And they scored 4 times without Cephas.
First of all, Woodall, Arnett start to have belief. That is one. And 2, the people in the community of Arnett Garden, the tried and tested and proven, is Fabian Parker Blackfeet. Now that he's in form, pulling the string because he can hurt in so many ways. They are feeling very, very, very good about themselves and their chances. That is the people of Arnett Garden. And I've been there as recently as last night, speaking to the people, getting a feel of how they feel and what. They're happy to know that Mr. Cephas would have gotten that opportunity to be abroad. However, it has not daunted their quest to get their 7th cycle. Believe me. They are up for it.
And equal Portmore as the winningest team in the Jamaica Premier League.
They are feeling it. It's like sometimes a type of breeze that blow down by Arnett Garden, and I can tell you they are feeling that breeze now. And it's like when they feel that breeze, they just believe that good things will happen, and they are banking on the tried and proven and know-how of Mr. Fabian Reid, and they are expecting him to bring them right across the line.
All right, Unseen. I want you to take that on the screen for the person who is asking. Here, Unseen?
Yeah, man, here. So this Earl Thomas, the coach, what is so special about him? What is coaching level? Mr. Speed, was he in the C license the other day?
No, he has a advanced level 2, but he has a, so you should make Paul answer that question. Why you answer?
Hey.
Mr. Christie, you answer the question.
Well, how do I put this though? I guess the record is there to show.
Put it the right way.
What is so special about him?
Yes. And what level coach is he?
What level?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. All right. You decide when he would have studied in Brazil, Holland, Germany, USFA, and he's a student of the game. Always try to learn. I think he's one of the very few men that would have been able to give away as recent as last month 130 books on football. He's a football fanatic. He's always trying to improve, always trying to learn. His record is there whenever. As a matter of fact, he's the only coach that would have won an All-Ireland national. Mr. Speed knows a lot about him. He's the only team that coach would have used a divisional team to win an All-Ireland knockout team. When All-Ireland knockout would have been. He's the man that was in charge of Nagozed when they won the All-Ireland, not beating the 10 Hazard in the final, Yeah. A lot of people would have given Mr. What's the goalkeeper's name again, Mr. Speed, at Harborview? People would have given man. The coach. What is his name again?
The goalkeeper coach at Harborview?
The coach, man.
Ludlow Bernard?
No, man. I'm speaking about when
DV
Hills. A lot of people would have given DV Hills, but DV Hills and Harold Thomas would have known otherwise, Let me just leave it at that. This is not uncharted waters. Like for me and the rest of the administrative team at Dunbowling, this is uncharted waters for us. However, it's not the same for Harold Thomas, you know.
Right. So you see what I'm telling you, man. The more the Paul talk, the more it come out. The person who asks about who is Harold Thomas, you have to understand that Harold Thomas is the man that Dunby will respond to. All the players respond to. If you get the coaching certification, he might not have the best, but if you even have the best certification and people the coach people don't respond to you, the players and the fans and everybody is on this man's side over there. It's like a cult following he has. Every management on his side, all the spectators on his side, all the players on his side, all the people, them ball boys, all of them, the doctor, the lawyer, every single person in a Dundee football club.
And maybe he's teaching us to play the football the right way and live with the result. And
whatever it is, all of them, the man have him on his side, and that is why he's so special. Is Michael Gordon say so? Did I ask?
Yeah.
And that is why he's so special.
Michael Gordon. But then he
has an advanced level 2, as far as I know, in Jamaica. I don't know what he has overseas, but he has an advanced level 2.
Okay. All right. Then Michael has an next thing he's saying about he believes 98%. Well, you see that?
Yeah.
You see that one?
Look here, as Paul said before,
yeah.
I actually believe that I'm 98% right most of my decision that I make. The 2% I live with.
All right. Brian says, Mr. Speed, stop hype up on it because you know without Cephas, them toothless. Don't read much into that game. Waterhouse won the league and has nothing to play for. All right. And then Brian says, Coach Speeds, please note, Akeem Chambers was in goal. That should say all there is to say. I don't follow that one. Paul, Paul, the man said that breeze now blow nowhere else, my boss.
I'm just saying, I'm just giving you a report on the people from Arnett Garden. They genuinely believe that they're in a good place and based on previous breezes that would have blown in previous years, they are feeling that feeling again. Whether it is heat or wind, it's yet to be seen. However, they're banking on their chances and are expecting to go all the way. But so is Mr. Speed.
So let me just give some stats because we have to educate and come on the program, right? So Premier League basically play 49 years so far. There are 45 wins because there has been some years when it is not held or abandoned, etc. Portmore United win it 7 times and finish second 5 times. Arnett Garden actually win it 5 times and finish second 4 times. Tivoli Garden 5-time winner and Santos 5-time winner. They finish 4 and 1 time second respectively. So those would be the 4 best performing team in the Premier League from its inception. Harbourview has 4 wins and finished 5 times second. Montego Bay United, formerly Seba, they also have 4 wins and finish 5 times second. Boys Town is and Reno are the only 3-time winners.
Back to back.
Right. And then you have the other teams. Waterhouse and Cavalier have won it 2 times. Waterhouse has finished most times second in the history of the competition, astounding 7 times they have finished second. Cavalier has finished 3 times second. Violet Kickers has won it 2 times and Wadada has won it 2 times. Violet Kickers is no more. And 1-time winner is Jamaica Defence Force. They are the one that has won it 1 time. Now, Blackline came a second, Constant Spring came second, and Thunderbolt came second. Those are the other teams that would have finished first or second. So it's a very elite club. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 teams have won this competition before. Valley Kickers is out, Reno is out, Boys Town is out, Santos is out.
Wadada?
Well, Wadada is out, but they're still playing football. Wadada is out.
Reno still playing football, you know?
Yeah, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, um, 5 of the teams are not eligible out of the 13 to try and win the Premier League again. So so you can see where the pedigree is in the playoffs. Arnett Garden, Waterhouse. That's where the pedigree are basically.
All right.
How about you have pedigree to in the playoffs? So can't count out those teams.
Well, the only team who has not, the only two teams here who have not tasted anything is Dumby Holden
One present.
and Mount Pleasant. You know,
Right.
yeah. I, I, I don't know. I don't know if any of them will be tasting anything this season. I just think one of the teams that right, Mr. Christie. I don't think Dumby will be tasting anything this.
Well, listen, and as I said before, it's not new to us. We would have been written off from the beginning of the season. So we are playing with house money. We are under no absolutely no pressure. We are just continuing to try to we are trying to reset and get across the line. This was our goals and for the beginning of the season. We are here now. We have no excuse. Nobody don't want to hear that we don't have any money or we don't have any this or that. The people just want us to play football. The players are aware of that. The coach is aware of that, and that's what you will see. And there's absolutely no excuse. And we are here to build our own history, build our own dynasty, and trust me, we are here and we'll give a good account of ourselves. And I think that will be good enough at the end of the season.
All right, awesome. Listen, we have around 10 minutes before we close out. We close out the show. JC in the urban era under 14 competition, they beat Excelsior by a goal to nil. IT push at JC man saying that I think the second game is Camperdown versus Wolmers. I don't have a score on that. And in the under 14 late start, heavy showers down there at Irwin. Mannings versus Malden at halftime. It is 2-1 in favor of Malden. Mannings was down by 2, but coming back into the game. So that is the score.
Honest. Honest, man.
Yeah. Come on. Give the one who's scoring one is allowed. Yeah. And Brian
Hey,
asking me which football arena playing. They're not playing football now, but the club still exists.
them a play jacks.
So they should have been in the tier two, but they're not. But I don't think they. I think the club is still functional. All right. Michael Beal, what you mean? Let's go, Mannings. What you mean?
Man,
Mannings was done too, but coming back because it is 2-1 right now. Yeah, unseen. Mr. Mr. Porter, I have
rough
a
man.
question. What are your
Rough
thoughts,
man.
unseen? Because I know you have been privy to. So, take this question and then I know Mr. Christie has not been following. I gave my report already, so Mr. Speed can chime in. But you have been watching the players and seeing some of the training clips. What are your thoughts on our prospects in this U20 tournament?
Honest, man.
Let me give you my. I believe that this is, in a while, one of the best opportunities we have of qualifying for a second U20 World Cup, just because of the quality of the players, one, and the coach that is there and how he operates, um, and how things have worked out for the players. Things are good mix, good combination. So I think we're going to qualify. We're going to be in the finals and we're going to qualify for the Olympics as well. That's my thoughts. But you go ahead and see, and then Mr. Speed, and then we'll close the show.
All right. Well, so far, I think with balancing the team, it's good. We see some professional players from top clubs coming in. But my thing is, the preparation period was not good, and to have that chemistry, you need time. But I think Mr. players that fit his system or what he wants to play in the competition. and I think the only problem is the tactical discipline, maybe a problem in the games. Um, I think we would have to try to beat teams from first half, grow in the competition as we go along game by game, and see how best we can qualify for this under 20 competition. Um,
So,
so everybody know once you feel to prepare to feel, and that is just my take on it. But we are optimistic as Jamaican. I always want to see our team qualify for a major championship, but we also have to remember that football doesn't work like that. You have to prepare properly to beat these professional teams with the Costa Ricans and these. Big shocker pass, Anyway, so that's my take on it. But I believe that we can get it right once we pick the right team and put them out on the field. And I think though the midfield is kind of weak defensively. Midfield there. For example, if somebody get a injury, who come in to replace him? Is that person have the quality to replace him? Stuff like that. And one next thing I don't like is defensive system that Fuzzy Gales use at Waterhouse. I don't sure if he uses the same system with under 20. You know, you can see that whenever big teams play Waterhouse, they really score goals on them. And having these teams going at the defensive aspect of the under 20 team, they're going to score on us. So that's only my thing. Um, the long ball situation. I don't like that style. I like the team to put it down. You have a man like Pearson in the midfield who can make good passes. So we need to see, Pearson peeling the ball and moving the ball around. So that is just my take on it. But I believe we can get the job done, man, in one game by game.
All right. Sir Speed, anything?
well, I've never seen this team play, so that's a disadvantage. I've not been to any of the training. When they played against Cavalier, I was in a meeting and I had to stay around the back and take the meeting. So I really never saw this team play. Probably I saw maybe 5 minutes of them playing against Cavalier or probably less. So I can't judge the team as well as Unseen would have. What I can say is that the the process, what the technical committee came up with to select the team, I can say it was followed to the T. 1 and 2 week ups. We look at the local players. The coach did tell me from early that he thought he had 13 local players who had the standard. One of the conversations that we had and one of the review sessions. And then I noticed that in this team, I think we have either 8 or 9 players who play overseas. So again, I can say that it looks to me that the selection was very fair, and what we thought should have happened. There's a lot of people that came to try out for the squad who were just below standard from overseas. They wasn't even as good as some of the players that we rejected from Jamaica. I thought the coach was very skillful in how he built the team. He probably played about 10 practice games against all the Premier League teams. So even though he didn't get any international games, he did that to be able to get some sort of system in place and able to eliminate players as he went along. There's no way we would have gotten the professional players who are playing overseas to come to Jamaica to play, to be in a training camp for months and months. That just wouldn't happen. So I am not. So when people say we don't have enough, look here, it just wouldn't happen. So you can't want something that just can't happen. There's no way the professional team would have allowed the players to be here months and months. So I thought that the coach had the local players for a good amount of time. Then the professional players came in. He played a lot of practice games against good enough quality team to be able to establish what he wanted to do. This is modern days of tactics and playing at the moments with and that is and what I noticed the coach did was pick players who were playing. So they would have been in some sort of system already. They would have been able to adapt quicker to what he's trying to impart with them. And also, I am thinking that in the first round we'll get 3 games. I think it's 3 games, and those games is the top 3 go through from 4, right? So I don't see us not going through for the first round. Then definitely a coach that is worth his salt, which I think Fuzzy is worth his salt, is the best local under 20 coach we could have picked. I think that he'll be able to put the pieces together. He has an analyst, he has a lot of support staff around him. He'll be able to put the pieces together and able to put the best possible squad from what we have with the best system and the best players on the pitch when it comes to the business end. So I am not one of the persons who say, yo, you have to go win and go World Cup, because the World Cup wasn't there to say we are guaranteed the place. But I know that this Jamaican squad will give off its best, and I trust the staff that is there. And when they give off their best, I have a feeling that good things will happen to us. So I'm not perturbed. I think I have seen a little clipping with the players, how focused they are, and I'm going to repeat it again. All of the people with the negative things, the players will keep it away from them. That's what the players are saying. So you might not like the JFF or like Fuzzy or like nobody, but the players are saying, yo, keeping the negative things away from them, them don't care. They have a mission. They want to go there and qualify for the World Cup to better their career. So I'm asking you, everybody, to just support the players, right, in this time. Forget all of the negative things. Anything go wrong, the players say they don't care. They might go fight through with what they have and what they want to achieve. And that is why this is just a breath of fresh air from players. And I am sure that these boys are going to give a good account of it for themselves. And qualifying for the World Cup would not surprise me. Not surprising at all.
All right, that sounds cautiously optimistic, like La Nesra. But I am, one Jamaica in a competition until we lose, and we are going to win. That a man is. Hey, so you can call me. You can see that I am not objective enough. That's me. I'm a Jamaican fan. One
No,
Jamaican.
man,
I
we
love
are all different, and we are
yeah,
all different. So when you combine me and you and Scene, we are going to qualify.
yeah. But well,
You all know.
all the people that beat me still, because they said me leave the stadium before the game done. You understand? Man? We
Which
shouldn't do that.
game?
Eh? The
Which one
game on
again?
Tuesday, man. We did vex, man. We leave the game before the game done. And the people, we shouldn't do that still. Me apologize still. But the people that beat me still. But we couldn't bear it anymore, man. We couldn't bear it anymore, man. We think we should have win the game, but it is what it is. Mr. Christie,
Well,
go ahead, Mr. Christie, and then any thoughts, closing thoughts for you.
Well, like Mr. Speed, after seeing the team up front, I would have just trust the judgment of the and the technical capability of Mr. Marcel Gale, who I have had the privilege of seeing him at work, and just the fact that I, w- I would have I trust the fact that his technical and selection skill has been in the right place. He had said to me, Mr. Chris, Jamaica first, and I've seen his action that is following that, and I think we will give a good, if not one of the best, account of ourselves based on preliminary reports and what is happening where the talent pool is concerned. So I'm looking for great things. I am not worried about the little distraction. Distraction and naysayers can be a good thing sometimes. It can bring your team together and develop strength in character. And it's so unfortunate that people are to bunch this with other previous that that this one that they don't have any control over. But I'm just looking for great things from the young reggae boys, and I think we should be okay. We should be okay. I think that we should get just across the line. As Mr. Steve said, I think we have enough to do to make a justice, and we will be okay.
All right. I have one. Yes. Ian, you're calling, so let me just do the call and then we close out. We're about to close. You're hearing us?
Yeah. Good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
Listen, I'm pronouncing that this team will qualify not only for the World Cup but also for the Olympics. It's a good bunch of players, and I'm hopeful, very hopeful that the team will qualify. And all concerned should be positive and give the boy a chance to qualify and fully support a team, because you know the struggles that they face in region here. So all the best to the boys. That's all I have to say. Take care, guys.
People, this is not Prophet Kevin Simis. This is the Prophet Ian Campbell. Big up yourself, my friend. All right.
Bless up.
Yeah,
Cool.
bless up. So you hear that pronunciation. And then Rob Simit says, Manins, talk to your fellow co-workers and remind them to keep the division out there. Brethren, me.
Good talk, Rob Smith. Good talk.
Mr. Speed and Mr. Thompson from Dublin get recruited to our coaching staff. This is said, Mr. Speed, can Mr. Toms from Dunby get recruited to our coaching staff like the under 17 or the other places? This coaching acumen, you are the technical committee to make a recommendation. He's asking about Harold Thomas. He said, why you can't get Harold Thomas? Okay, I get it. He said that you're head of the technical committee. Why you can't get Harold Thomas into the under 17 because you're part, like, give a recommendation. That's what he's asking. I think that's what he said.
We can't get him away from London.
You find out from
Mr. Thomas was actually a part of the national setup when Mr. Simoes was here, you know. Mr. Simoes came and Mr. Simoes was the one who sent him to Brazil, you know. Actually a part of the national setup. But guess what? A lot of people don't know about Mr. Thomas because his natural demeanor is to stay away from the spotlight. So he does not take a lot of interviews. A lot of people would not know about him. But the people like Mr. Speed, who is a football journeyman, would have known of his exploits.
I take chance to calling me a journeyman. I win title. I'm not a journeyman. What's my idea, Paul?
All right. All right. Let me apologize for that. A student of the game like Mr. Speed would have been around.
The journeyman, all you have to say is that the journeyman who has won titles. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, but in the meantime, we have a caller. Let me just get him and sing. The thing is, Mr. Speed, that what Mr. Christie said in a nutshell is that if you want the services of Harold, then not a problem. He will send them over until the competition restart. But go ahead, caller. This is the last one, and then we'll close out. Go ahead, caller.
All right. Can you hear me clearly? My name's Man.
Everybody's hearing you, man.
All right. My name's Man. How dare you crown another prophet on YouTube when you know it's only one prophet? It's Jay Taylor here speaking. I predict the future and how things work out.
Which one are the prophet? PROFIT or PROPHET? Which one?
I think it's just I cover all areas of prophecy. All areas of prophecy.
All right.
So all right. You know, I have a bittersweet feeling about this U20 team because like I think this U20 performance will potentially even affect Paul Hall going forward, because I'm feeling like I have the feeling that if Fuzzy put in a good performance with these boys, I think the JFF might hire him. I feel like they're grooming him for the job. That's the only reason why I think Paul Hall didn't get that signing already. But I tell you this, I think it's gonna be rough waters ahead because you know what? I think the fans are in love with Paul Hall. And you know what? I think the players owe Paul Hall one because he stood with them when that whole thing went down with the JFF. So I'm looking at Jamaica's football to become a quagmire in the next couple of months. It's so sad because I want these young men to perform very well. But I'm thinking the JFF love coaches who don't speak to the media. And we haven't heard from Fuzzy. I don't even know what the guy look like. I just keep hearing Fuzzy, Fuzzy, but the thing I move Fuzzy because we don't know who he is. And I think that's a disrespect to the fans. I think once you take up the job to represent a country and a national program, you should come out to the fans and the stakeholders and let them know what are your plans, what are your goals, what do you want to achieve with these young men going down there in Honduras. And he hasn't even done a press conference. On the other hand, Paul Hall brought another level of professionalism as far as transparency is concerned. He did more interview in the last 3 months than Tapa did in his whole tenure. So I don't think the JFF really like coaches who does interviews and come out and talk to the fans. And I think if these boys do very well, I think he probably becomes the next Reggae Boys head coach.
All
I'm
right.
just having that
All right.
feeling.
Well, we
But
will see. We'll see if you're
all right.
we'll see if
So
you're
JT,
hold on,
JT,
hold on. We will see if you're a false prophet or you're a troop.
It's fine. I think my
Can
YouTube.
I just
I think my listen. I think my
can I just
YouTube
the prophet?
I think my YouTube credentials are there. I haven't been wrong about a lot of things
Can I
actually.
just the
So
prophet? Man in van.
address
No,
him.
I think Mr. Speed wanted to
No, make Paul address him first.
yeah, I'm listening. Paul. Or who's speaking?
Oh, I think he's frozen, Mr. Speed. I think Mr. Christie
Right.
is frozen.
So JT, yeah man, you respect
Yeah.
for Carl, right? I mean no say you're good at your stuff.
I know you're wrapping up, but I hope I get to stop.
Right. So JT, I know you're good at your stuff.
Mr. Marcel Fuzzy Mr. Marcel Fuzzy would have been from St. George's to Waterhouse. He has not been afraid of the camera. He has not been afraid of the media. He would have given a lot of interviews. But what I do realize is he only gives interviews for Waterhouse when they lose. Whenever they win, he groom the young Damian to do the interviews.
But Mr. Christie, most of us in Jamaica started out as Christians in church, but we backslid. A lot of us left the church. So I don't want to hear about what he used to do. I'm talking about now.
I'm talking about right now, even this present Premier League season, sir.
Can you? I'm not talking about the Premier League, sir. I'm talking about the Jamaican national football team, the under 20. Can you point me to a interview that I can watch right now?
I can do the research and get them to you, but I think I heard about four. I heard 4 interviews for them.
All right, hold on, no, because watch out now. You see it. So watch it. So Fuzzy has not done an interview. All right, so
thank you.
Let's be clear. Could there have been a press conference? Obviously. So a couple of things that we have to put things in context. All right. I would have loved to have heard from him. You're absolutely right. All right. But there are a couple of things. One, he was away with Waterhouse.
Man's man.
No, don't do me that. I did not interrupt you.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
And if you are going to interrupt me, we're going to end the conversation. I allowed you to speak without interruption.
My apologies. Carry on.
Thank you so much. He went to the Caribbean Club Championships and he came back. When he came back, he was in the process of getting players. It is the media who needs to approach the coach to get the interview. In the selection of squad and what they are doing, it was during the same time when the national team had games. The emphasis and the focus of mainstream media and many YouTubers were to speak with the national team. I have watched the American U20
There you go, sir.
I have watched the American U20 team. They have not done a press conference. Neither has the Honduran nor the Costa Rican team. The Trinidad team, the St. Kitts team that left recently, they have not done. The Antigua team, they have not done any press conferences with their U20 team. But media have approached them in training session asking very short questions. So what I want you to do for me, is show me the precedents where U20 coaches in occasions like these go ahead and do press conferences.
All right. So my name's man. I because I went to the nightclub last week Friday. It doesn't mean I don't wake up Saturday morning and make
No,
breakfast.
I know last week you go, JT. Last night.
Yeah. No, I didn't go to the club last night. There's no club here on Thursday night. Well, there are clubs, but I'm a father, so I don't really have time for that. However, here in Europe, I guess there's a different level of professionalism. I guess you just draw from some situation.
Perfect, still learning and trying to improve those.
You are correct, JT, because Europe is the mecca of football.
Yeah.
So let him finish. I'm going to counter you though with proof.
Yeah.
I'm going to counter you with
that's
proof.
Okay.
I'm going to counter you.
Check this.
All right. Did you watch?
Check this.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me. Right.
Yes.
When England played their recent game in the Euro Under-21 Championship, when was the press conference done?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure we can find something.
So find it.
On that.
Find it to validate your claims.
I will find that. But
go ahead.
Look at it this way, Manins. You have a coach leaving the island with the future prospects and the future talent of a country. We don't have any idea what his plans are. Next thing he goes there. What I don't want to hear is if he goes there, God forbid, he goes there and fails. He comes on TV, Jay, saying that, well, the JFF never book a charter flight and the player them tired, we not even have nowhere to sleep. We didn't know these things. You didn't sound the alarm. That's what I'm trying to say. We need a level of professionalism.
I understand your need.
Let me answer JT, please, give me a chance, JT. JT, when you know some argument maker, you're usually very good in a JT, but somehow me thinking I wake up back good from last week Friday for you. First of all, JT, it's a CONCACAF tournament. They are responsible for food and lodging, so don't even bother.
No. It was an example, Mr. Speed. That was just an
example. Bad example, JT. Because people are going to hear you and believe what you say because you name JT. Bad example. You see the other thing we talk about, we are groomed Fuzzy Girl to take over the senior national team. Don't repeat it. Nothing go so, brother. Just done with them negative things and nothing go so.
No.
In other words, JT, it's pure bad example you come with. So when we are in a conversation.
No, Mr.
Hold on, man. Let me finish.
Mr. Speed.
When you hold on, so we're talking, and all your example them bad. All your example them is portraying the JFF and Fuzzy in a bad light. You shouldn't do it because people might just believe you. That's all I'm saying.
And in addition to that, Mr. Speed, and JT, in addition to
that, hold on, Mr. Christie. No, I'm JT. JT, Mr. Christie was trying to say something before.
In addition to that,
let him finish and then you go ahead. Right,
okay. In addition to that, you show me JT, Mr. Wendell Downsell would have carried that team to the World Cup before. Show me the precedents that Mr. Wendell Downsell was always in the media. Since we said I am happy for what you are doing, and I respect and appreciate that. But what I am having a problem with is as if he's moving away from the norm and the status quo and what has been. I can tell you, in other jobs that Mr. Olan and in other jobs that Mr. Gill has been in, he was always accessible Always. Always accessible to the media. He's not one that is media shy. So
M- m- Mr. Christie, that's like saying that if everybody used to live in a boardhouse in Jamaica, we're not supposed to move forward and try to get a better standard of a living. We're trying to do here is have the JFF and our football programs operate on a higher level. That's what we're trying to do. And let me say this to Mr. Speed. Mr. Speed, I mean, get the most bad name for you on YouTube and the JFF. So don't
No,
even
but no, but do all of that,
me are the
JT.
most me are the most balanced person. And me come and say, listen, give the JFF a clean slate. Give them a chance to prove themselves and fix the logistics. But obviously, Dalton Wint is from my parish, but he was incompetent. It was there the bucket drop out. What I'm saying to you, Mr. Speed, is this is partially also why I'm not liked by many on YouTube. I come out and say these outrageous things that tend to come out true. So I hope that Fuzzy, if because the problem that the JFF,
all right, so
yeah,
JT, all right,
Mhm.
all right. What I can't reconcile in my very small brain is
Yes,
if the coach come back and says, the players are retired, him having a press conference, would somehow change. I don't understand.
no, that's different. That's different.
What
You just use a minuscule example
But
that
that's
doesn't
what you're
really
saying. You're saying that
affect.
when he comes
No,
back,
no,
if he comes back and says all of this and all of that, then you don't want to hear that.
yeah,
The purpose of a press conference, though, is not that. Paul Hall did a press conference, and their
no.
issue.
I think you're swinging the discussion.
Me,
What I'm
I'm not
saying
swinging
is,
up. I'm not swinging it. I'm
you know,
going by what you have said.
and I think
Are,
you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. Then that's why I'm trying to
what is the purpose?
clarify for
What is
you
the
what
pur-
I'm saying.
What? Why? What? Here's my question, and let me say it again. It is
Yeah,
okay for the coach to do a press conference. I would have loved that. All right. To
yeah.
say that we are unprofessional if we don't have press conference cannot reconcile because the professionalism in the sport is not tied to having a press conference.
I think so. I think so. From an organizational level, yes, I think so.
What?
I think so. I totally disagree.
So
From an
any
I think that should be in the contract.
any team that
Yeah.
doesn't have a press conference is unprofessional.
Which contract
Yeah.
you talking about?
What are you talking
No, I
about?
said that if I was in the GFF, it would be a part of the contract stating that all coaches should have training to do with the media and how to
No,
communicate
that's
the direction
two different
and
things.
what they're doing.
Two different. Hold on. Whoa.
It's not two different things if he haven't said
No.
anything to us.
No, listen, man. Listen what I'm saying. Here's what the person has not spoken to you. You are saying, listen what you have just said. That they need to do training and things. Hasn't he spoken to the media?
What I'm saying is not everybody that watch Jamaica football, the
No,
reggae boys, are
you're
clocked
missing
into
the point.
schoolboy
The
football.
point.
You can't keep going back to St. George's
Listen, no, man.
and
Listen, no.
Waterhouse.
There are two things. Try and reconcile the two things in your mind. You guys are in Europe, You have your degrees are greater than everybody. That's European degrees you have. Me just have a little Hope
I,
Road degree. All right. So
I actually don't have a European
yeah,
degree. I don't.
yeah,
But
right. So let me try to reconcile this in a little shallow thinking. Why? If the person did not speak to the media, you are implying that the person doesn't know how to talk to the media. That's all I'm asking.
okay. So this is what, because when you don't communicate things to people, you leave the room for speculation. And that's just why I'm trying to say the JFF knows that they're under pressure already. You see the movement the people are coming down on the JFF for everything. And I think if the JFF works on communication and just articulate themselves, like I'm just using an example. Let's say Fuzzy is going there and said, but these are some of our challenges, but I think we're ready to go. The boys are well prepared. We have players who are injured, but we hope they recover in time. But I'm just saying, if he goes there and then those things are coming out after the tournament, but these things were occurring previously, then the fans are going to say, so why nobody never know this? Are you
listen,
alone? No, I'm just saying.
No,
I personally would
we
see
agree.
that.
Listen, I agree with you. If the coach come back at the end of the tournament and create excuses, that is not
exactly.
Hold on, man. That's a different argument than his ability to do a press conference. But you are questioning your reasoning is the fact that he has not spoken to the media about the U20 team is suggesting that he needs training in talking to media.
No,
but that's what you're
no,
saying.
you're not. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I said if I was drawing up a contract in the JFF, I'm talking about to fix some of the things that we keep going back to communication.
Why you said that is not in his contract though?
But if it's obviously he's not honoring his contract, then Mr.
No,
Speed, it's
because the media don't look here. Sorry, well on management. JT,
Listen,
you don't know Jamaican media energy.
Hold on. So JT, what proof do you have that he was called by a media person?
And that is what I was going to say. The media is not interested in interviewing, or they would have.
JT, just answer my question, please, because of some.
I have no knowledge of that, but I thought those things were mandatory.
No,
I thought that were mandatory.
So you're saying that
management, or wait, let me ask you a question, management. Do you consider yourself as media?
Of course.
So why haven't you contacted the under-20 coach? Don't you think we need to know something? So I guess you're not doing your job as a media personnel as well.
Say that. The information that I need, I have.
Okay,
because JT, give me a JT.
Different because JT, I don't need to do a press conference with him to get information.
So JT, let me just say something. The JFF has a press officer, right? And he's the one who actually set up the press conferences with the media house. So you don't expect the coach to set up a press conference. We have a press officer. So when Paul is doing a press conference, the press officer set it up, invite all the people, and so we're going to do it at 10. Paul, you're good. Paul say yes. Paul just come in, and they have the press conference, right? I can't speak to if he tried to do it for the under-20 team because I really don't know. But one thing I know is if the media wants a story, the RGR and J, whatever their name, they will find Mr. Gale because he's not hiding, and they will interview him about the under-20 team. They have shown no interest in my mind, and that is the reason why he was not interviewed about the under-20.
Okay, so Mr. Speed, you see why we can also say that management is conflicted, because he said, why would he want to know what they have a press conference?
No. Do not. Hey, listen, man. Yeah. Listen to me, Jay. Listen, let me tell you what I said. Don't tell me that I'm conflicted. What I need to know, I know. Why do I need? Right. Let me finish. Why do I need a press conference?
It is because you're not understanding that it's not about you. It's about us who view your show, who come to you for information, and you have the access to this man. Deliver him to the fans. That's what we're saying.
What I'm asking you, what I'm asking, what is in my contract with you, J. Taylor?
Man, relax now. Don't listen to JT, man. JT.
Nah, man. Listen.
Man, don't listen to JT. JT don't tell you last night. Say my drink from last week, you know.
No, man. Let me tell you.
No, man. Serious thing, this Mr. Speed, man. Serious thing I go on now, man.
Listen to me, Mr. Mas. Listen to me, Mr. Speed. Because it's when these people talk, this is what they believe. And it's not good. You think it has ended. This is their new argument. And they are going to, I know them. In this
no, you know me. I do things like this, man. Don't say them. I do it.
So let me tell you this. I have no responsibility to any person who watch my channel to arrange.
Okay, all right.
Watch me. I have no
Okay,
responsibility.
Okay.
I have no mandatory responsibility or
Responsibility.
hold on, man. Let me finish now. I don't. Our obligation to any of the persons who view my channel to arrange a press conference for them to hear from Fuzzy.
Okay. Don't you think? And that sounds a bit condescending. However, because what you don't understand, you know. Listen.
Hold on. No, man.
Listen.
No. What does condescend? Hold on, man. What does No. You cannot listen. You cannot use words talking about me, describing my actions of being condescending. You have to explain.
Sounding.
To explain to me what part of my argument that says I have no responsibility or obligation to arrange it, which part of that sound condescending?
Because why don't you just have a YouTube channel and or private it and watch yourself then?
Brethren, I thought you were intelligent. Listen to yourself.
Hey, well, I don't want to ease up. Yeah, I'm get back to facts.
You were intelligent.
Well, no, man. Hold on. We stop it here. Man is man.
Hold on. No, Mr. Speed. Hold on. Because this man.
Hold on, man is man.
The JFF arranged, brother, don't laugh. Then people laugh at you. The JFF arranged press conference. Are you stupid, man? Where you come from? How man is man arranged press conference? Which stupid idiot is this, man?
No, man is man.
Relax.
Calm down.
What?
No, man is man.
Don't tell me to relax.
Don't calm, man.
The JFF is responsible for arranging press conference.
Yes, the press officer.
You can tell me that I am obligated and mandatory.
No, man
That's what I
is man. I'm not saying you're
condescending. That's the word that I used, and you said it was condescending.
All right, so hear my point, man is man. Let's have a reason.
Let's get back civilized. No. Well, JT. We need to address one more thing that you said. Yes, a lot of time at the JFF, we encourage coaches. We believe that we're not communicating enough, especially the coaches. But a lot of the coaches, is because of how the Jamaican media kind of perceive information, and a lot of the coaches kind of fed up with them and don't want to be interviewed by them because of how they carry information and how they twist it and turn it into something that is all.
Yes.
So that is one of the reasons why the coaches just not have nothing to do with the media. So even myself, I have learned not to be in the media so much because of the same negative perceptions and of persons who really genuine and trying to help. So what is going to happen in the future is that more and more persons will just never ever speak to the media again because of how they perceive.
Okay.
Carry information,
including the coaches.
Yeah, and that is really one of the reasons why the former reggae boy coach probably never secured the media. Even Mr. Hall the other night, did you see how they rattled him? That he was getting tested.
That's what you do. That's what you do, Mr. Speed. When you sign up for a job like that, we're not signing up for a babysitting job. You're signing up to represent an entire nation. You're gonna get rattled. So, Mr. Speed, what I want to say is
Sure, but if a person is coming to embarrass you and say things that is not true, you'll probably just say, you know what, I am done with you.
No, Mr. Speed, that's why you need to choose the media sources that are respectable. Here where Manning's man is misinterpreted, what I'm saying is, in this space, we have Manning's man as a credible, I am sure, as a credible person who brings in past football players, coaches, and he have access to these people. So a lot of other guys on YouTube, they don't have access to these people. So we're not saying he's obligated, Mr. Speed. What I'm saying, us as the viewers, if you see that we want changes in the JFF, and some of the changes we want is to get better communication and how they relate messages. I think Manning's man is a respectful and a respectable person who could have an interview in a control setting.
So JT, I agree with you there 100%. Manning's man, me and JT attack. Relax now.
An interview is different from a press conference, my friend.
Yes, but
maybe I should have said interview. You get what I'm saying?
You're saying to me, your original. I said to you, I am not obligated or responsible for arranging any press conference, and you said that I sounded condescending.
Well, I should say interview. I see the interview as also disseminating information. An interview would be good as well, Manny. So I guess I should have worded that better. But I still thought that you went off the rails when you said you're not obligated to your viewers. And you're actually obligated
let
to
me
your
say this.
viewers to yeah.
I am not obligated or mandated to arrange any press conference.
I should say interview then. What about interviews?
I am not. The Jamaica Football Federation. Listen, I started out, by saying I believe a press conference would be good and it is necessary.
But management,
necessary.
JT,
it should be done.
JT, you see again, even you, when you were saying that Marcel Gale should have a press conference, you see the examples you got to. Them not get for train, them not have no food, them not have no hotel, them not fly from plane. Negative. Marcel don't even want to hear that.
No, Mr. Speed.
No, but that is what that is what the media people want to hear. And
Mr. Speed,
begging you.
We are going, Mr. Speed, we're going off the track record of the JFF, who messes up the logistics. The track record, the evidence is there.
JT, all right, here's what I'm saying. So here's the thing. Like, all right, I'm very specific.
You're calm now, Manny?
Me?
Are you calm now?
Listen.
Yeah.
No. If one thing with me.
I hope it.
Go ahead, you talk. I will allow you to speak.
This is not Manny's man. This is not personal. You know how me have discussion. My thing, Manny's man. What I'm saying is, since you're not gonna be a person on the front line, tackling the JFF, I think it could help out the fans by arranging at least.
Why?
At least.
All right. Listen. Just listen to me. The purpose of my discussion is not to tackle anybody. The purpose of my time on the space is to speak what I want to talk about. What I think is let me finish. What I think is important. So if anyone thinks like my obligation to them is to take on the JFF and to go and fight the JFF, that's not my duty. My duty is not to arrange press conference for the JFF. That's not. Well, let me finish now. Do I think they should have press conferences? Of course. I have always asked for that. Am I going to call out Fuzzy because I want Fuzzy to come and tell me all of the bad things are happening? So when he comes back, hold on, because you said that he needs to come. So when he comes back, there's no, that's not my job. What I know is that the information that I believe is important for the viewers to get, that I believe, if you think what I have provided is not what you want to hear, find a next source. That's all people have to do, because coaches just have more information, cataract and formula. And if all of the YouTubers and all of the media people in Jamaica don't have all the information that you need, what are we going to do? Because
I think JT want to come to you because you're credible.
Yes.
And not going nowhere.
Yes.
I think that is what him saying.
Yes. It seems like Mr. Speed Mr. Speed should be your lawyer. Your lawyer tonight. I think.
No,
Mr.
but
Speed
what I'm saying is that all that I know, for him to say, because my issue is this, my issue is this, and I'm telling you, there are people who want something to run with. And listen, and some of you know this already. Some of you know this. Some of you know that it is recorded. That Mr. Speed, people promise me say, they will kill me over this. And it's no joke. So really? Listen, man send serious death threat. Serious death threat.
Manning's man, those are not death threat. Those are threat threat.
No. So let me finish. A lot of these people, here's the thing. Here's what they want me to do. Get up every day out of my bed, come on YouTube platform, run a program that disrespect and cuss off everybody who play football in Jamaica.
But them have other programs like that.
But I am saying to them, if I come out and I decide to talk about the JPL, which is what I'm doing, I decide to talk about the U20 team. Oh, your money's man. Listen to this. I'm losing credibility because I choose not to. I said I don't want a press conference with Fuzzy, so I've lost my credibility. Because if I don't come on here and do what they want to hear, I am not this man. I am an idiot and I'm defending the JFF because my duty to them is to get up every morning out of my bed. When I come onto the platform and find every reason to tear down, the day I decide that I want to talk about a U20 footballer, something is wrong with me. The day I want to speak about the U20 having a good training camp and they want no negativity, something is wrong with me. The day I say, listen, okay, there could have been a press conference, but I don't have a problem if there's none, something is wrong with me. Because as long as I am not pushing their agenda, something is wrong with management. I will not buy it.
Yes, I understand that. Let me just say this to Mr. Speed, because I think Mr. Speed is understanding me a little bit clearer as well. Mr. Speed, what I was trying to say as far as I want to know if management want to also help GFF get better at what they do.
No, because some of you already have talked to me work with the GFF. So you go and help the GFF.
No. No, management.
Why you don't go ahead?
Management don't. Management don't. Management, calm down and hold on, Mr. Speed. Hold on. Management, calm down and don't uno me. Say JT, because I'm talking to management and I will say what I have to say.
Yeah, give me a chance now. Give me a chance. I want to say something.
Can you help the GFF?
Management, let me talk to JT now. JT, all right. I want to say something to both of you and the people who are listening. I hope a lot of people listening. The JFF, JT, have one major problem, right? And it's money.
Okay.
A lot of people don't remember that the former administration left a $300 million debt. We have about 9 national teams, sponsorship hard to come by, and we have to service all of them. It's not just the senior team alone and the women's team. We have the under 17, we go to under 15, we go to under 17, under 20 girls, and on the male side, we have to do the same thing. So money is very scarce. So we can always say people incompetent and all of that. But if you don't have money, yes, you tend to get incompetent. If you don't have money, you're not a good father, and basically based on the modern world. So a lot of these things that is happening is just because of money. If we had money with a charter, a jet go everywhere we are going, there wouldn't be any flights issue with a going to fight.
You don't need to do that. Mr. Speed.
Just hold on. We're going to 5-star hotel, which is what we have done for the whole of the World Cup campaign. The best hotels with charter jet to fly go almost everywhere. So a lot of times when people are kind of not understanding the other part of the dynamic. So I'm not even going to say the JFF is the most efficient either, because I don't believe so. And there's always a room for improvement. But a lot of the problems is just because of money. Don't forget it, none at all, JP. Money is the root of most of the JFF problem. Until we solve that problem, we'll always have issues. Now, I'm just saying this before you start, that the under 20 team, the boys themselves, ask that all of the people will have the negative, them satisfied with coach, they satisfy the arrangements that is made and satisfy themselves or them reach and everything. There was a hiccup, the plane. Yes, we had a bad luck because the plane that they were supposed to take the first time, the brakes don't work, JT. So the plane could have go up in the air, but they didn't know how to go stop when it dropped down back on the earth. Right now, the brakes was a problem. So they didn't go on the flight. So now they are there on time, and the player themselves is asking that people keep on the negative things to themselves. They are a team, they are a unit, and they're ready to fight for the nation. Make we just support them. In the best way we can. Just support alone, nothing else. That's all you them ask for. So if you can't even support the JFF, all of you may be going to just support the youth. That's what you them ask.
Mr. Speed, if you go back 1 second, management, if you go back on YouTube, you will notice that I never discuss the JFF economics. I don't pocket watch. I know that the JFF don't have the money. I know that. I don't pocket watch. I'm not stupid. I'm not an idiot. But there are things that the JFF can do more efficient with that are not monetary connected. And those are the little things that I think that we can fix to
Like what,
remove
JT?
some of
Like
the
what? Like what?
like communication. You might take communication as a simple thing, but when you communicate to people your situation, they can then understand your challenges. That's what you guys are
but
not
JT,
getting.
who disagree? And because I have an ex-person I've been calling, trying to get to you, and they're calling again. But what I'll say to you is that nobody, I did not start my discourse with you disagreeing that there needs to be a press conference. I have an issue with you somehow equating the lack of a press conference with the man need to learn how to communicate. There's number one.
No, I use that as an example, Manings. I use it as an example.
What example?
No, number two, to make it appear as if Manningsman or any other like-minded blogger or vlogger has some sort of obligation to ensure that a press conference is done is number two, unfair. What we have a responsibility to those who subscribe or view or watch our platform is as best as we can provide information that is credible to them. That can be by means of attending an arranged press conference by the federation, the government, the Ministry of Sports, or whoever. Two, seeking interviews with different persons, or going out into the field and getting information where interviews or press conferences are not available. Now, I have done due diligence, and many other like-minded vloggers, we have gone out, and a lot of the information that many of the people in the space footballing landscape have is because of the work of the vloggers. Now, in the absence, I have a problem, and this goes for all the vloggers. I have a problem is with if in the absence of a press conference, the work that has been done to provide the information is not credited as work. They may not be communicating, but to make it look like the vloggers need to go and do this, and Manningsman or Coach Minzy or Ryan or Formula or military, it is not. It is not, because our job is to get information. And as far as I know, I have worked diligently. I brought up the thing about the flight and the mishaps with the flight. I brought up those things. I talk about the players who was injured. I talk about when they leave. I talked about the coaching. I talk about what's going. Cataract was up there. All of these people are there getting information, but somehow with all of the information that is there, there is still like a disrespect to the work that is being done, and somehow it seemed like, okay, because Manningsman don't get an interview with Fuzzy, he's working for the JFF and he's corrupt, and anybody don't interview. We cannot reason like that. That is my issue with the line of conversation.
So Manningsman, me talking to you, when have I said that you work for the JFF? Because you're very good at deflecting things.
Deflecting?
When have I said that? Yes.
All right.
Because you deflected and say that, why don't I go and help the JFF when you know you're in a better position to help the JFF than I can?
How?
So by giving them advice how to do things, certain things better.
All right.
As well.
Manningsman, I believe you know. Is there any last thing you want to ask me, JT, before I leave? Because Manningsman are going
listen, Mr. Speed, give me 5 minutes, because I think your brethren really wanted to talk to you. This is your brethren. JT, I'm going to have to take this call because...
JT, big up yourself.
No, JT, listen. JT, we don't want him to leave without this person. He's in brethren. We have to call him back because him called several times. Please. All right? So.
JT, big up yourself.
All right. Hold on. Let me just call, because this is a brethren, dear brethren, one of the richest. We don't want to say the richest man in Babylon. Yes, welcome to the show, Sir Cranky.
I'm going to call you about an hour ago. I know you're talking about.
Don't blame me. Blame it on JT. JTL. Blame it on JTL.
No, actually, I don't ever agree with JT on anything, but JT is right.
Okay.
So they interviewed Draymond Green,
the other day, and the person said to him, you know, you're a part of the media. And he said, no, I am new media. There's a big difference. Traditional media have their own protocol, how they operate, and it's dated, man. You and YouTube bloggers are 24/7 sports, and in your case, like Formula others, football. You actually have an obligation and a duty to those people who follow you, who subscribe to you, provide them with news, and to influence behavior. So you can't say to your audience, I am not obligated to you to do X, Y, Z. Then you don't like your audience then.
No, Cranky. I have no obligation or responsibility to have any press conference.
No, but management, I didn't got the press conference. I said, I'm a press conference.
No, but but that is where Jay Taylor and I separated, because he was making the press conference. He changed and he said he's talking interview.
No. I think there's semantics, man. What he's saying is that information about the under 20, there should be communication to the public who have an interest. The analogy with Europe or the US or any other country is not a good analogy. How many countries follow under 20 like we do? That's where your behavior
but Cranky,
has to change. Yeah,
true, but Cranky, but would you say that as let's use some? Do you believe that Coach's Desk, I Am Sure Sports, Reggae Boys Commentary, have provided enough information and others to the general public?
Yes, including Cataract, who's at training every single day. But here's the point, management.
All right, so
then you're saying Paul Hall should be equated to what Paul Hall does, right? When we don't hear from Paul Hall, we're saying we don't hear from the coach. If you analogize that with what we're asking for, which is we want to hear from the under 20 coach, it's like hearing from the horse's mouth. You can tell us your perspective, what you have seen, the due diligence you have done.
Do you know that?
Tell
me one. But Paul Hall, what I'm saying is that Paul Hall has not spoken to anybody on YouTube.
No. But man, here again, you're confusing this. You guys are acting like YouTube is this secondary platform where, you know what, you have no obligation, and it's a traditional media that have that. YouTube in some places have replaced traditional media.
No, man, I agree with you. What I am saying, Cranky, in Paul Hall's case, Paul Hall, there's an arranged press conference. This is, right. I said I agreed with this, by the JFF, where all media, including the YouTube vloggers, are invited. So the JFF is obligated to the people. It is their responsibility through their press officer to have a press conference where the head coach for the under 20 team speak to the media, where people like me and Coach Minzy and the Cataract and the IMAX, all the vloggers would go and speak to the coach.
But management. That's yes. What JT was saying originally. And then it flipped to that you guys should influence that.
No, because when JT said that, I said, I agree that there should be press conferences. We agree. But right. That is not my job to put that on. So in the
but management, it's not. It's nobody's job to put that on. We know that
it is a JFF job. It is a JFF job.
No. Wait a point though. Speed is on your program. Speed is on the program, and he has to realize. Look, I said it before. I'm not trying to beat JFF. I'm not into beating JFF. Let's not beat JFF today. But Mr. Speed, I can't call him Mr. Speed. I'm too old. Speed, Speed, and the JFF has to do a better job of how they bring this thing to the general public. Speed, I was giving credit. He's only the person I see from the JFF who is continually in the media talking about football in a lot of different forums. And he's always calm by the management. If you weren't today, I would give you a hard time about that. He's never ruffled. Even with Freddie, when Butler was acting like a, you know what, he was calm, professional, comport himself, which I wasn't when I did with Butler, because you know something gets under your skin. So I admire that in a person in terms of how they interact, especially in the public domain. Let me say this though, JT's right in this, which is we all have an interest in the under 15 management. the under 17, the under 20. We want to hear from the coaches, the JFF, about these things. We are reaching every single corner to get news about these programs. So if you YouTubers, forget about traditional media, they are dated, I'm telling you. You YouTubers who we hear from 24/7, who we watch, how many people are watching traditional media anymore? I don't care. And it's man, they have YouTube, they have their phone at their disposal. You got to bring that information to us. And if you can influence the coaches and JFF to have press conferences, it's part of your duty of care to do so. You can't say, you know what, it's not my obligation, so me only want to talk about what we want to talk about. No, you want to talk about what we want to hear about.
No, but Cranky, all right.
Yeah?
Two things I think we are, and you just said it again. You are putting the onus, and let me use me, and not YouTube. You're putting the onus on me to have a press conference. And I'm saying to you, that is not my responsibility to have a press conference.
I know your program will interrupt you. Manningsman, let me say this. If Manningsman, if someone that know them, you know, they'll be nice.
Yes.
If an organization is not operating as they should, and you can influence their behavior, don't you think it's incumbent upon you to do so?
No, that Cranky. So of course. So what you're saying is that I need to use my influence to encourage the JFF to have press conferences. All right.
If you don't know better, you can't do better.
That is different. And that is different. That is different from saying it is my responsibility to my listening audience or viewing audience to have a press conference. That is not my responsibility. My responsibility.
Please don't repeat that again. You repeat it like 100 times.
And this is what, and I keep saying it to them. My responsibility, Cranky, my responsibility is when there is a press conference arranged by the JFF press officer and the coaches, is to be there so I can get information.
So, Cranky,
people
instead of giving management such a hard time, Cranky, instead of giving management such a hard time, the truth is, we encourage it. As a matter of fact, in a summer regulation, we tell the coaches that we're going to fine them if they don't give press conference in a summer, like for the Premier League regulation. So it's something we encourage coaches to do it from a younger age. The truth is, in Jamaica, nobody really cares about the under 20 and under 17 and under 15. They could go away in the dark and nobody don't know. What they really care about most of the time is the under 20. So yes, it's a JFF fault not to have the press conference. We have a press officer who mandatorily brings the national senior team coach, arrange a press conference and everything. So I'm going to give management a pass and just say, yeah, we need to do better. And we should. And I'll take it up with the press officer and ask him why I don't arrange it. So, I mean,
there you go.
What then if management don't carry it, then I'll.
Management
go ahead.
Can I say this? Let me say this. So, no one is saying that management has to raise a press conference.
Okay.
What we're saying, wait. Well, no. What we're saying is this: is that if the JFF is not having one, because management says the traditional media's job is sort of do that, and I'm saying the media has been expanded to now include YouTubers. YouTubers now have access and are treated almost like traditional media. So therefore, they should ask him, can we talk to the coach? Can we have a meeting with the coach? Can the coach come on my program? They should come back and say, you know what? We try to reach out to the coach and the JFF refuse us. They don't want to speak. They don't want to come on our program. That's a different conversation. I say, you know what? I have no obligation to my audience to ensure that I can get information to bring to the public and hear the coach's perspective about the team, how things are going, challenges that they're having.
Cranky, that I can agree with. And listen, that I can agree with. That we need to put pressure for there to be a press conference. But I will say this, in the absence of a press conference, I believe the YouTube vloggers still provide enough information. The JFF needs to mandate it that when we are going to tournaments and up on our return from tournaments, that there is a press conference where people can ask questions. A lot of that still, as much as YouTubers are in the space, a lot of that sometimes is influenced more by mainstream media. The truth is, they still have when any one of the mainstream media or most of the mainstream media call and say, listen, this needs to happen, that is easier for it to take place than YouTubers, especially because of how the space is operated by some of us and even probably by me sometimes.
Man,
and others.
do you know that YouTubers now influence mainstream media?
I agree. I agree, and more of that is happening. So over time, because remember there was a time, Cranky, when there were press conferences, we used to we weren't being invited. We were not being invited. Now we are being invited. Like I said, my challenge is this: is that I don't want it to come across like we are here to as part of our obligation is to have press conferences.
No, part of your
But man, stop saying that. We don't need to go there. So what? Cranky, let me tell you something though. The way how JT came across was if you have press conference, so we can say we never prepare properly. We're not on a hotel. We're not on a flight. We're not on a food. That's how him start is his thing. So
that's how JT started.
I'm saying JT, you're ridiculous.
But Speed, you sometimes have to take sense out of nonsense, right? You gotta think about what is it that you can pull out of what someone is saying, even though it may be cloudy, it may be gray, but there's some things that we can learn from and incorporate in terms of what you're doing. The concept of a press conference is a good thing to. Here's the thing, Mr. Speed, that I don't get from the JFL. So you have a product, it's a young product. That product, a number of those players may transition to the national team. They're trying to sell that product. In selling a product, you got to market the product and publicize the product. JFF says it needs help. But JFF is not doing anything to help publicize, market, bring the product into the household, make them a household name before they even transition to the national team. Bring the coach into the household. Have a conversation about them. Generate interest. Where is that from the JFF? So fans like myself and even JT and others, and even the bloggers who want that intelligence, that information to inform their view and say, you know what? Yes, XYZ person. Yes, we can see their potential. Paul Hall may bring them to the national team. It creates an association. I don't see that's happening. And to me, it's very frustrating because people keep going up to, I heard a gentleman earlier, and by the way, you shouldn't smoke on TV because I consider YouTube TV. I heard a gentleman earlier talking about the old way of doing things. The always dated. We're in a new world where speed of things increase significantly day after day. The old way of doing things is dated, it's old, you can leverage from it, but it's not the way you operate going forward. So Speed, I think you and the JFF have to think about these things, think more long-term, think about how you want to add value, and do these things which people are saying, which you may be offended how there's the how, right? What am I saying and how am I saying it? Maybe the how doesn't land well, but the what you should focus on sometimes.
No, Cranky, I agree with the guy now. I agree with him that the JFF should be more outspoken and to discuss the challenges that we're having more so people can be understanding. Because a lot of people, their opinions are coming from ignorance. And you are educated, so you have an idea of how not to speak about people. For instance, somebody just come and start call people a litany of names and then never ever spoke to the person once. You wouldn't do that because of your upbringing and who you are. I wouldn't do that either because I don't know. I couldn't be classing people that I don't know, and I wouldn't be approaching the argument from that point of view to start give peer bad examples because that's not what how the world runs. The world have black and white, left and right, boy and girl, right and wrong. So there's a balance. So I would have more try to balance a set of opinions that I would give. So I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. And Manning's man probably go off a little bit too much. And I
don't like personally. I don't like the fact. I don't like the fact that because someone.
So I couldn't get to bring out my point.
I can't agree with someone. And yes, sense in nonsense, the sense out of nonsense. The fact that Mr. Marcel Gill did not do because terms were used like it is fuzzy and all of that and question his ability to communicate. I don't see the connection with both.
Yeah, it was a bit over the top. I mean,
Yeah. But management and speed, which is that there are situations you have to say, you know what, I don't know how you question someone's ability to communicate or how articulate they are if you haven't even heard them speak, right? That's not the point. And even someone is not, we talk about Paul Hall and his ability to be articulate with the media, but as I said to you, management, he says a lot, but he says nothing a lot of times. Like, he says a lot, he sounds eloquent, he's very articulate, he can discern the question and provide a response. But sometimes I sit there thinking, what did you say, Paul? Because I don't understand what you're saying. Or you deflect the question brilliantly, but I actually value that sometimes because it's tough dealing with media. Questions come from all angles, and your ability to deflect is also an important asset because if you answer the question directly, sometimes you're gonna create tension, you're gonna create a situation which is gonna be more detrimental than the one you're trying to manage. So I understand those situations. But I wouldn't question someone intelligent, how articulate they are, just because they don't have a press conference or that they're trying to hide. Right. As you said, as Steve said, a lot of countries don't have this with the under 20, but they don't care about the under 20. All they care about is the national team. England don't care about under 20. They won the under 20 World Cup, and they have a couple stories on it, and they move on. They have the 18-year-olds who don't play for the under 20. They play for the national team if they're good enough. We are interested in our under 20. We're trying to figure out how to get to 2026. We want to bring through those players who are playing for under 20 now and see the ones who are good enough to transition to the national team. It's important to us. So, management, my last point is this. I think JP stayed on too long, and I want to come on from way back when, so I'll get off. My last point is this, which is you as a blogger who do a very, very good job. Minzy, Formula, I won't call certain names because I think they're really backwards. I'm going to leave certain people alone off the list. You're a guy. You have. I'm saying this because I really feel that way. I think you have an obligation. I know you think you don't. An obligation to help provide information, transparency to us in the football community who love Jamaican football, want to see the football progress, and come to you as credible sources for information. And you know what?
Don't leave it up, Cranky. You can't say that I'm leaving it. So Mr. Speed leave, but don't leave. Go ahead.
Cranky, I agree with you. Cranky, I agree with you.
Yeah. Now, my last point is this, is that when you have access to sources, which we don't, it only enhances your legitimacy, right? That's all it does. We then do more credible because you have information which someone substantiates that information is accurate.
Cranky, what I'm saying, I was saying this to JT. In the absence of a press conference, I get information, but I do agree that because JT and I agreed on certain things in the conversation, we agree that the JFF need to stipulate it. I agree with that. We agree with that. We agree that it should happen before and after, post and pre. We agree on that. We 100%, and you agree on that. We agree on that. For all our coaches at all levels, that should be set in place. In fact, people remember that management has come on and said, listen, our press officer we need to check his job status. Because there's nothing, even in many other situations happening, we have not heard anything from the new appointed female coach either.
Right.
No press conference, nothing about his appointment. Nobody has been asked, nothing at all. I agree, and there must be pressure on the JFF to do that. I am saying to the people that in the absence of those things, we, the vloggers, are still doing what we can do to get the information. So instead of knocking us about not having press conferences, because that's not really our obligation, what we are obligated to is to get the information out.
So, management, let me just say this. Couple of things before I go. Couple of things. I don't want to touch a couple of things, which is I don't agree with you. Couple of things, management. Here's a couple of things. One is YouTubers need to understand when you become media, you have certain obligations, not just about having press conferences, but in terms of how you engage with the audience, what you say, how you say it, how you conduct yourself. And some of those people who are supposedly in this new media have no perspective on what that means. That's not being traditional. That's being professional.
Okay.
So when you're talking to a public in general, you have to conduct your way with a certain level of decorum, or else you know what? Over time, people are gonna tune you out.
Yep. That is true.
Yeah.
But Mr. Speed,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Speed, we keep going back between Speed and Mr. Speed. I say this. I say this. The JFF, you know what the JFF needs to do, Mr. Speed? I was saying this to management. The JFF needs to get as much ideas from as wide an audience as possible about Jamaica football program. Get somebody to go through the ideas, synthesize it, collate it, assess it, and say, you know what? There may be 1,000, maybe 5 we can leverage and think about how to use it to enhance what we do.
So
The concept of it, go ahead.
Right. So sorry, just to interrupt you a little. So somebody called me. They wanted to help us to bridge the gap between the diaspora and the JFF because there's this thing that the locals don't like the overseas based player. I mean, part of it is true.
Right.
I mean, there is a perception, and I think part of it is true to the fear. So he wanted to bridge the gap. He said, I want to start something to pay for people to come down and have trials. I said, no. Based on my experience in the under 20, because we are learning too, there was a lot of players from overseas who were just not good enough. They're not good enough, but we did look at them and they take up resources and time, etc. So I was saying to them, so why don't we just meet somewhere in the United States, say every January in 3 categories, male and female, 15, 17, and 20. I mean, it could be that not 20-year-olds, but it could be 18-year-olds, depending on when the World Cup is coming up. We'd prefer 2 years before. And we look at the players in that setting, and they say, yes, they can arrange that. So it's not like, so, and me and the person have an agreement right away, so that's what we're going to do, starting next year, January. So, so practical ideas are always welcome. I mean, people come and say, oh, we want to fund a competition between clubs, and then say, but this academy have to play. I say, well, you can stop right there because that's not going to happen. So you see, a lot of times when the people come with all of these ideas, they are so hairy and trying to go against certain rules and regulations. We just can't accept them. But this other one that the guy came up with was so good. I mean, well, I suggested it, but he wanted to get the same thing achieved. And Cranky, we need to have people like those with good ideas that respect the boundaries and respect the rules and regulations of the organization. And we can work with those. But the random, scary ones, we can't work with those. That's the problem.
No, I understand that. And you can't respond to every idea. You can't engage everyone about everything. But you can create a mechanism where you can get those ideas, talk to them. And as you said, there may be some good ones out there. For example, I don't know why we don't have facilities in England in collaboration with some kind of club. If Paul Hall works at Queen's Park Rangers, which is in London, the capital of England and a key location, why can't he create a relationship between Queen's Park Rangers and Jamaica Football Association, where, you know what, we can leverage their facilities, and then we have a ton of players with Jamaican heritage in England, so we don't have to have this concept of, 24/7, we can't bring players back and forth, we can't bring players for trial in professional environment. You go view them there, right? You can have
no. You're right. That's a good example, and we kind of tied on one now with the US. Yeah, we need to tie that down, but we have to find the right person who's willing to do it. We can't just say Paul Hall because he might not. You see, to say it is Paul Hall is
that's just an example. Speed. That's an example. It doesn't have to be QPR. It could be. I don't know who it could be. A bunch of English players have played for Jamaica who may. I'm talking about connection, ease of use. I'm thinking about monetary.
No, the idea is good, and it's something we're looking at.
Right?
No, the idea is good, and we're looking at it. I was just saying he's a bad example. And you see, the bad examples kind of make you have to start say it's a bad example quickly.
No. But see, it's not. As I said, look for sense out of nonsense. It's not the example, but the example is just a one example. It could be 100 different situations like that where you say, "Oh, know what? We have this. We have whether it's Paul Hall, whether it's Dion Burton." You're trying to find connections with people who may have a knowledge of the environment they're operating in, and maybe you go to them and say, "You know what? Can you point me to the right direction?" So we may not have insight into how that landscape operates. So you're trying to bring all those people who are maybe affiliated with Jamaica as a starting point, and you expand that remit to figure out who do I work with in the UK to get some
hold on,
facilities,
Cranky.
pro bono or otherwise.
Cranky, hold on. Mr. Speed, what you doing tomorrow?
Me? Busy as usual.
All right. I know you have time. I think this is a worthwhile conversation for you and Cranky.
Yes.
To kind of develop on. And we can probably do something tomorrow where some more persons like JT can come and come up with it. Right. Cranky, that will be okay. We can arrange that for tomorrow and we kind of have the dialogue because listen, people, when you don't cuss me off, right? So go over Coach Minty right now. Yeah, over the coach.
Let's go cuss Coach Minzy.
Yeah, go and go cuss Coach Minzy though, because we can't manage the word. And reggae ball, JT, make sure you go over there and let me give you all of the names them. And Cranky, make sure you go over there, go on fire. Real Alballer, go over by Coach Minty, and then tomorrow we're gonna have Mr. Speed and Cranky to kind of work out this game. I have somebody else who's calling, but Mr. Speed have to leave. And I have to leave. So guess what? So if you call back tomorrow, I will call you back tomorrow so you can ask your questions and we'll discuss that. I'm gonna have to end right now because I have something. Cranky, thanks for your call. Big up JPL. We agree on certain things, but we disagree. Cranky, I try to convince me, but I think press officer. Step up press officer.
Yeah. All right. Good eye. Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, Mr. Speed. No. No, man. I am not the least. I may get excited. Listen, when I go from here, everything here stays here. That's it. I'm good. All right. So listen, Coach Minzy, the coach's desk is on tonight. Please jump over there. Listen, go on over there, go cuss him off. You understand me? Put some pressure on him. Coach Minzy, you are the person who caused this enough, Coach Minzy, at the coach's desk. You are the main instigator, Coach Minzy. So make sure you understand. The people them come over there and start up this conversation. You don't sidestep them. Big up Real Baller. All right. So listen, people. The game tomorrow is at 5. We're going to do a watch along. We're going to have the conversation before the game. For those of you who are laughing, the Mannings was down 2. Just letting you know that Mannings actually won their semifinals in the under 14, and we are in the finals. Don't know who we're going to play yet, but Mannings are in the finals. All right. Reach out to. All right, so tomorrow we'll ask those questions, Eagle Republic. Again, thank you so much for tuning, for watching, for being a part of the show. If you have not yet, please hit the like button. You're real Albala, me know, man. You understand me? But Jay Taylor tell me about me sound condescending. Don't do that, man. You can't make the people them feel like me I do them thing that Jay Taylor. But bless up. So the person, I don't know the name, right? But tomorrow, please, I will call you back when Mr. Speed is on so you can talk to him. All right. Robert Sivis and Rob, all of the man them. Loud Music Entertainment, Fresh God, all the persons, brain drain, every single person. Thank you so much. Brian, Mr. Christie, Unseen Sports TV. Big up yourself. All right. Lots of love and respect to every one of you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Again, I think Coach Minzy is on. Not sure. I think he's going to start 6:37. Jump over there, show him some love. We have a new artist called Jace. Him do a little jingle for us, so we're going to close with that.
Boom, check it out. I don't know it's Jace, you know. I'm a represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and share. Jace representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.